red threads envelop his entire body. He could tangle me in his threads, goddamn. Hello, and welcome to Bond Distance Love, or Enkyori Renai. This is a Yandere otome game in which you play as a shrine maiden dedicated to severing bad threads that connect people together. And by your side is your close friend Tsumugi, a man whose bonds you always have to sever quite a number of times. He's cocky and playful and comes off as a playboy, but beneath that facade there is an obsession for you and a love that goes dangerously deep. Will you get a happy ending, or will everything turn to the worst? Let's get started. Bonds of fate. Connections that tie oneself to another. Life, location, talents, wealth, and time. Even this moment, your presence right here, are all interconnected together. All things are drawn to those whom they are bound by fate. They seek to be together. Such is destiny. People call this fate, or perhaps destiny, and proclaim it as the very reason for both beginnings and endings. And all this applies even to gods. Oh, the backgrounds are pretty. Your wish. May you forge your destined bond soon. My name is Yinny. Is your name Yinny? Yes. Understood. I offer this prayer that your ill-fated ties be severed, and that you may be blessed with fortunate bonds. Well, it's not very fortunate given that I fall right into a yandere's embrace. Willingly, might I add. Your negative ties have been severed. Thank you, I feel so much lighter now. All of this is thanks to the power of God Enkyori, the god of breaking bonds. I pray that from this point forward, you may be blessed with good connections. I always feel a great sense of accomplishment when I see the clients relieve faces, as though they have been cleansed of evil spirits. As I see the visitors off, someone gives my shoulder a light tap. Yinny, we're done for today. Come inside and have some tea. My father ushers me into the shrine's office, where my mother pours me some tea. Yinny, you must be tired. You worked hard today too. As I bring the tea to my lips, I feel my stress melt away. Kimikage Shrine, commonly known as the dwelling of the god Enkyori, the goddess of severing bonds. It's well known amongst locals, and in recent years, there have been even worshippers who travel across the country to come and pray for your blessings. Can you imagine the love interest being the one person you can't cleanse because he's so messed up, and now you have to deal with him sticking around you? Like a bad omen. As the only daughter of the shrine, I help out as a shrine maiden while attending college. You're amazing as always, my dear. You really are our pride and joy. I'm sorry for having to rely on you so much. If only we were able to help a little more. Mother, you promised not to say things like that anymore. After working all day, I'm starving. Well, today we're having fried chicken. Wait, I want fried chicken. Seeing my mother's expression lighten, I breathe out a sigh of relief. I see my father gazing at her. Between them, a thick, long red thread of destiny shines beautifully. Their bond is as strong as always. I have the ability to see bonds possessed by living beings. I've been like this for as long as I can remember. In fact, the red thread linking my parents together was the first one I ever saw. Father, mother, there's a red thread attached to the both of you. They were surprised at my words and soon after delighted. It was then they told me, for generations, those in the Kimikage lineage were born with the ability to see bonds between people. My father, a direct descendant of this powerful lineage of priests, has possessed this ability from a very young age. But as his daughter, on top of seeing these connections, I can also sever them. I can sever a variety of bonds using a sacred tool passed down through my family for generations, the bond-severing scissors. They say our distant ancestors all have the same ability, but as our blood diluted, so did the ability's potency. And no one else has managed to sever ties over the past few generations. They can only see them. The first time I severed a bond, it was in elementary school. It was one tied between a stray cat and its bully, my classmate. Stray cats often came to play at our shrine, and word eventually spread to the problematic kids who began coming to torment a particular cat. Even as a child, I couldn't forgive it. Whenever they visited, I would chase them away. Until one day, I saw one of them throw a rock at it and something snapped inside of me. Before I could register what was happening, I snipped the threads that tied together the cat and the kids, and in my hands were the sacred bond-severing scissors usually kept as decoration in the shrine. The classmate suddenly left, as if he'd lost all interest in the cat. Sensing that something strange had happened, the rest of them followed in fear. My parents, who were watching the entire time, were shocked yet pleased to see the blossoming of my powers. Just for me, I stood there, stunned at what I had done. To be honest, it was all a blur after that moment. The second time it happened, I was attending a prayer session with my father. It was a horrifying bond that had attached itself to the visitor. The visitor was extremely grateful to be released. Apparently, after the ritual, a long-term worry suddenly vanished, and their physical health even improved. They were so grateful, in fact, that my father told me that the visitor later offered us a shrine offering several times more than the initial one they'd given. Since then, I joined my father, and continued to sever the toxic bonds of those who sought our aid. One look was all I needed to tell which thread was troubling that person, because they were always either tangled, a dark murky color, or plain disgusting to look at. On the other hand, good bonds were beautifully colored and vivid in form. The difference was night and day. As I continued severing bonds, word spread far and wide. Eventually, we found ourselves fully booked with the tie-severing appointments. Seeing how happy it made my parents, I felt a sense of pride in my ability. For years, I had been subjected to snide remarks from our relatives, calling them incompetent and priests in name only. But now my existence served to silence those same relatives, bringing pride back to my family. As their daughter, I couldn't be happier. Shrines nowadays are no longer just a charity, they are a business. And running them is costly. There are many who couldn't keep up the cost of operations and unfortunately had to foreclose. Though we've been doing well recently, we still have outstanding debts and remain far from being on solid ground. The shrine is my family's lifeblood, and so I must protect it with all my might. As the daughter born to the priest of Kimikage Shrine, and as someone who has received the gift of severing ties, it is my destiny. I cannot choose any other path. This has been my life and all that I have known up until now. That reminds me, Yinny, another letter came for you. Oh, okay. I'll read it later. Ever since the blossoming of my abilities, marriage proposals have begun arriving. They must think that if I bear them a child, that child can also sever bonds, and they'll be able to wield the ability through that child. All the members of our clan more or less think this way, hailing from a different branch of the clan. My mother was basically forced to marry my father for that exact reason, though apparently, they harbored secret feelings for each other since childhood. In fact, they're a classic example of two bound by the red string of fate. I wonder if I'm bound by a red string of fate to someone out there too. Protecting this family is my destiny. I have accepted this role and have no intention of abandoning it, yet my heart resists the concept of marriage solely for lineage's sake, and that feeling continues to grow stronger by the year. What's more, I don't know how much longer this power will last. Though I haven't told anyone, the truth is recently, I've been feeling as though my powers are waning. Lately, when I sever ties, I feel a resistance. It is akin to cutting with blunt scissors or trying to cut through rubber. The physical exhaustion after cutting ties is also intensified. Just the other day, I nearly collapsed. I can't help but wonder, is it temporary? Or are my powers fading away? Either way, if word got out, there's no doubt it will cause devastation to my family. I wonder what would happen if my powers vanished. My family and myself? There is so much I have to think about. Thinking about what lies ahead only brings me concern. I'm about halfway through my college degree now, and some time has passed. My life has continued on as it always has. Hey Edie, we're going on a group date soon. Did you want to join us? I checked out the guys that were going and they're all totally hot. I've never been enticed to go to a gathering because my friend was like, Yinny, come along, we invited a group of hot dudes. I'll be like, thank you for thinking of me, but I think I'm good for now. What? Really? But I thought you were single. If you don't start looking now, you'll regret it later. Oops, sorry, boyfie's calling. I don't know, what if I want to be single? Hello? Yeah, I'm already here. Ah, I see. So they're gonna break up soon. I can see that. My speculation has nothing to do with their conversation. On her pinky, two threads of fate are tied. One is a dark red, and the other a faded grey. The grey one is likely her current boyfriend's. At this rate, it'll disappear soon. Perhaps she's about to meet a new fated partner. Judging by the thread's colour and disillusion rate, chances are that his feelings have gone cold too. I suppose that's life though. People come and go. It can't be helped. Threads tied to the pinky are usually romantic, and often therefore thicker and firmer than the rest. That's the one people refer to as the red string of fate. But sometimes, just like my friend here, there are several tied on at the same time. As the threads begin to unravel and fray, it usually signifies that the relationship is about to come to a gentle end. It's a typical parting, and problems are unlikely to arise. The real issues come when multiple threads are tangled, black, or take on an ominous aura. People with those threads are more often than not have a complicated love life. It's not uncommon that they be stalked or get themselves caught in several toxic entanglements at the same time. They may even become victim to dangerous situations. Whenever I see them, the urge to ask, "Shall I sever that tie for you?" surges. But I hold my tongue and pretend to see nothing, which I feel like is the best thing. I don't really think we should just be like, hey, you know what? You and your boyfriend are going to break up soon. How about I just cut it? I don't want to pry into their affairs and stir up potential trouble. Only the people of Kimikage Shrine and a select few others know about my ability. Even if I told anyone, it's so far-fetched that no one would believe me anyway. Depending on the situation, my abilities could even be used for evil. Among my relatives too, There was an unspoken rule that my abilities were not to be mentioned to outsiders. In fact, those who are benefiting from it are small in number. Most of them live normal lives, completely unaffected. And here I am, just a normal, ordinary university student. At least I should be. Although it's because of this gift that I find myself wary of others. For example, two girls chat enthusiastically in front of me, and they seem like they're having so much fun, and anyone watching would think that they were good friends. However, I can see the truth. Their threads are actually so jagged and raw, they seem like they could prick you with the slightest touch. In reality, whenever they're not in the same room, these two are relentless in gossiping about one another. Take the girl sitting behind me. She's actually dating the boyfriend of the girl sitting right beside her. What? He's seeing both of them at the same time. Judging by the color of his threads, his current girlfriend is the one he actually loves. And the other girl is just a side piece. Her threads are both weak and flimsy. Seeing how vivid and beautiful his girlfriend's thread is, I can't help but feel sad about the situation. Be right back. I had to go to the restroom. Can you imagine being able to see all of that? Having no choice but to see into people's private affairs like this. I found myself struggling to form meaningful relationships with anyone. I try my best not to pay attention. But just seeing all these threads tangled up is enough to leave me feeling drained. Can you imagine you finally meet the Yandere, and then he has like several threads that just tangle around you and they just won't let go? I've gotten better at turning a blind eye, but I need only let my guard down once and I'm right back where I started. It's only morning and I'm already tired. If you keep sighing, your happiness will fly away. Is it the hot man? Oh my god. Oh, you're so pretty. Morning, Yinny. Your body's looking beautiful as always. That's a really weird thing to say, but you're so pretty. Get off me right now. No way. Is that so? Then unfortunately, our relationship ends today. Farewell. Hey, your face is way too serious. So cold. He is... Aren't I always telling you to stop this kind of... He's like tangled. What is going on? This man is like wrapped in red threads and they are spreading on his skin. Forcing his heavy weight off my back, I turn around and let out a scream. This man, whose body is wrapped around in numerous strands of horrifying red threads, is one of the only people who knows about my gift. I guess he is sort of a friend of mine. He could tangle me in his threads. God damn, he is very pretty. It's good to see you so spirited. That's not it at all. You weren't like this yesterday. What on earth did you do to gain threads that look like that? Foul red threads envelop his entire body. Among them, 3 in particular exude an ominous and terrifying energy. At this point, they're not only covering his body, they're crawling all over him. I wish I could crawl all over him. If only I could pixelate the view in front of me. My skin is broken out in hives. Is it really that bad? It's worse than bad. It's downright gross. Gross? You're just being mean now. Okay, then what about if I say you look biologically wrong? That's even meaner. Oh, what's going on? A lover's spat? Tsumugi's mistresses? Wait, what do you do that you have mistresses? Wait, isn't that Tsumugi? And with him is... Right, that's it. Come here for a second. Why are you blushing? Oh my, Yinny, what are you planning on doing to me in such a secluded spot? Shut up, pervert. Being around you makes people look at us weirdly, so we're moving. Now, what did you do? Nothing in particular, just flirted around a bit, slept over at a girl's house. Oh yeah, that girl uses the same shampoo as you do. Is that the reason why you went to her house? Basically, we're giving off the same scent right now. I'm so turned on. Shut up! Shut up, you piece of trash. I said sorry. Anyway, I'm guessing it looks bad as it always does. It is your specialty. The threads are fake coiled around his body. Though they are a deep, beautiful crimson, the way they layer over each other gives off a possessive energy. I always think this, but how do you always end up like this? Don't ask me. Predisposed to it maybe, that's my best guess. I mean, what do I look like to you right now? You're wrapped up like a reed mat. No, red spider webs. No, more like a crazy guy with red snakes coiling around him? Don't harm me, this is serious. Wrapped up in a reed mat, spider snakes on top of being dangerous? Talk about having too many features. Is this the time to be making jokes? Those creepy threads look like they're gonna strangle you any minute now. You say that, but I can't think of anyone who's obsessed with me right now. Oh, maybe that Jirake girl I've been hanging out with a lot recently? Maybe the married woman who tried hitting on me in the streets. That's what you get for being a slut. In brackets, being a slut. Okay. As long as you don't hurt anyone. It could also be the high school girl at my part-time job. Oh, that's enough. I don't want to hear anymore. More importantly, laying your hands on everyone from a married woman to a high school girl is so gross I'm actually shuddering. Oh, come on, I didn't actually hook up with them. Committing crimes is wrong. Thank God. Are you trying to say that an affair is okay then? I haven't seen her since I found out she was married. I'm not interested in taking someone else's things or playing with fire. I'm not sure you can say that given the state your body is in. As always, your moral compass makes no sense. Maybe this is just the fate of those born to the shrine of matchmaking. Tamayui Shrine. A famous shrine known for forming bonds of good fortune. Tsumugi is the heir to such an establishment. Though he is popular and frequently featured in the media, not many are aware of it. For a shrine heir to be playing around with women one after another is completely sacrilegious. It's the opposite. I'm providing my blessings using my own body. Oh, shut up! Being unable to deny it is infuriating. Still, I'm unsure how to feel about the red threads constantly entangling his body. To bring someone like Tsumugi into existence, the god Tamayui must be a troublesome one indeed. I love it when you stare at me and click your tongue like that. Don't blush, this is serious. Look at you! But yeah, Yinny, will you do me the usual favor? No way, it's creepy and I don't want to touch them. Please? You know I don't have anyone but you, right? Please, Yinny, save me. Why don't you save yourself by keeping your in your pants? In exchange, I'll treat you to that extra large ice cream parfait that you've been talking about. Throw in the takeout exclusive flan and cream puffs too. Consider it done. Alright, I'll take a look after my lecture. Let's talk then. Oh, you're leaving already? Hey, Tsumugi, you know I'm serious about becoming a Shinto priestess, right? There's no way in hell I'm gonna fail a class with some boy who spends all his time skipping lectures to chase after women. Boy, that's just a straight up insult. It's true! You've always been so serious and by the book. I like that about you though. Well, like me less. And you've always played around with women too much. I hate that about you. He's buying us for who he is. I'm glad the main character is calling his shit out. What? Hate is so harsh, especially when I'm working day and night to reach my goals too. Is that so? Is that why you swap and change women every day? I'll pray you don't get stabbed to death before you reach those goals. Tsumugi is exactly what he looks like. It goes without saying that he is a superficial playboy, a terrible bastard, and a complete slut. Yes, but that is my complete slut. And my terrible bastard. He needs to drop the playboy part though. Truthfully speaking, he's the type of guy I'd want to have nothing to do with for the rest of my life. The kind I never should have crossed paths with in the first place. But by some twist of fate or karmic bond, my wretched bond with him continues to this day. Yeah, it is wretched, alright. The reason being none other than the fact that he possesses a peculiar constitution. One that invokes an infinite number of romantic entanglements. Yandere is the best. What's up with you today? You're being so serviceable. You don't have to worry after all, I've got a goddess named Yinny watching over me. The god residing in my family shrine isn't yours to use as you please. I get the urge to spout some more complaints and insults. But there was almost no doubt that his womanizing habits stem from the crimson ties that always entwined him. The pain and suffering of being at the mercy of fate, as a rule, not often understood by others. After all, how could they? Unfortunately for me, I understood it all too well. No matter how terrible he may be, I can't bring myself to leave him to his devices. With such tightly coiled threads, surely he must be suffering secretly too. Hello? Oh, today? I can't be around for too long, but if that's okay with you. Then our usual hotel works. Don't be late. My god! Okay, Yinny, let me know when your lecture's done. I'll just kill some time until then. What did you even come to school for? Somehow I get the feeling that this guy doesn't even feel the slightest shred of anguish. But since admitting that would cause my foundations to crumble, I decide to simply ignore it. Great, so he's a massive man whore. Oh, Tsumu, you're late. I texted you so many times. Sorry, my bad. My phone's been weird lately, so I didn't see your message. What? That's definitely a lie. But I guess I'll forgive you since you came— Wait, who's this girl? Tsumugi's? Yinny's my goddess. Hold on, what are you saying? Excuse me? What the hell do you mean by goddess? More importantly, Tsumu, I told you to stop cheating on me. And here you are with another girl. I can't believe you even brought her with you to our date. This is a date? Why am I here? Why am I third wheeling? He lets her call him Tsumu, huh? You say it's cheating, but I don't have any memories of tying myself to you nor being tied down by you. We've entangled ourselves several times. You even called me cute and said you loved me while railing me, and multiple times at that. I need to slap him. That's different though. You said you were fine with just being friends with benefits. As if I was actually fine with that. I just thought if I didn't accept it, that you stopped liking me, so I tolerated it. Guys, I think this is a conversation that you guys should have had away from me and in private. Oh, there. I would never hate you. You gave me your everything after all. I'm being real when I say you're cute and my affection for you is genuine. You're so unfair, Tsumu. If you say things like that, I can't be mad at you. Girl! Be mad at him. I'm mad at him. Then stop being mad. You're hot when you're angry too, but I like you smiling even more. I'm gonna kill him. Ew! Excuse me. One cafe latte, please. While shuddering at the exchange taking place in front of me, I confirm that the red threads entwined around his body are indeed extending from Miss Tsumuzumu, as I've decided to call her. I wonder if that beautiful shade of deep crimson reflects how pure she is. At any rate, the shape of it resembles crawling blood vessels too much, and is unsettling at best. It is quite unsettling. I'm interested to see how he's gonna develop in terms of his romance with us, given that, like, we don't seem to take any of his shit. Yuri, your makeup is a little smudge right there. What? No way, what should I do? Don't worry, it's not a big deal. I'm sorry, it's probably my fault. I'll be waiting here, so feel free to go and fix it. Yeah, so, how was it? There's no doubt one of them is hers. As I thought. Tsumugi, are you really okay with this? Don't you think it's sad for her to be attached to a trash bag like me? Say you admit it. Why don't you change? I want you to sever it for her sake too. If you're capable of having that sort of compassion, why can't you stop playing around with women? I know, right? When I see a girl that's my type, it's like my body moves on its own. Like an impulse, I guess. Something I can't hold back. It's hard to explain. To anyone else, it would seem like a pathetic excuse, but to me, I couldn't help but understand. If the impulse he speaks of is the attraction of bonds to him, then the same could be said for my not having them. The desire to sever bonds feels more like an impulse than it does something I do on my own accord. I think I'll go to the restroom too. Is she gonna fight us in the restroom? I wonder where he thought it was smudged. Tsumugi's affair partner. I'm not his affair partner. That's a misunderstanding. Is that so? Oh, by the way, sorry about earlier. It's been so long seeing Tsumuzumu. When I saw you brought yet another girl. That's okay, I'm used to it. Don't worry. Being around him must expose you to all sorts of situations. Miss Yuri, how did you and Tsumugi meet? One day, Tsumuzumu dropped by the sports club I'm in. One glance was enough. It was love at first sight. As we kept hanging out, I slowly got more and more into him. By the time I realized it, I was in too deep. Now we've ended up becoming friends with benefits. I see. I know Tsumuzumu treats everyone with the same amount of affection and kindness. There's no special meaning behind his actions. He really is a player. I guess I'm crazy too for falling for a guy like that. But you like him despite all of it. Yeah, I do. Even I'm surprised at myself. I never liked anyone this much. I know calling him Tsumuzumu is cringy, but I do it on purpose. I thought that maybe being a Jirake girl would make a stronger impression and make him more likely to stick around. Wait, don't change yourself for him. Yuri, she's so pure and vulnerable that I'm finding it hard to bear. I wonder if it's really alright to sever their bond like this. Perhaps it's for the best, like you said, for her sake. After all, the fact that she's not special to him is obvious. Even she knows that. That's so sad. That doesn't change the fact that she still likes him. She's consumed by longing to the point that their threads have become completely tangled up. I wonder if losing such strong feelings can really be considered happiness. But recently, I felt a little strange. It's interesting how this description changes as well. Now it's like the one who pretends to be Jirai. Sometimes I feel intense hatred towards him for not wanting to only be mine. When I think about how he's telling other girls they're cute with that pretty face of his, it kinda makes me want to stab him, girl, to death. Is that so? My feelings are genuine, and all the more intense. If I leave things as they are, Tsumugi might get skewered, and not in the sexy way either. We are so cutting that bond. Oh my god. Tsumuzumu, thanks for waiting. What's this? You two getting along now? Yeah, I like Yinny. Yeah? What should I do? Time to save. We've only spoken a little, but I think at heart she's an honest and pure girl. More than worrying over a fruitless love with Tsumugi, I wanted to find a normal kind of happiness. I'm assuming this man must have like some majestic dick to be acting this way. How good can the railing be? I feel Tsumugi looking at me. This thread, I will drag and drop the hand to choose whether or not to cut the thread of fate. We are so cutting this. That was really cool. Yuri, I'm sorry. Like, man, you must have some god-tier... Huh? That's weird. I feel like my body's gotten lighter. Threads with Tsumugi have disappeared. Yuri, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I actually feel great. Invigorated even. Well, that's right. I invited Tsumugi here. I feel like I had a lot to say, but now I kinda don't care anymore. Tsumugi, let's break up. I thought I liked you, but... suddenly, I don't feel that way anymore. It's weird. No, you're right to feel this way. Sorry for everything. I'm truly grateful to you. I don't really get what you're saying, but whatever. If you're truly grateful, then pray that the next guy I find is more handsome than you and only looks at me. Don't worry, you're gonna be blessed with a fortunate connection, I guarantee it. I hope so. Oh, Yinny, give me your contact info. Let's grab a tea sometime. Yay! I've made a friend! I made a friend and Tsumugi no longer gets to hurt her. Oh, sure. Yinny, thank you. I just feel like after talking to you, a great weight's been lifted from me. I didn't do any... I'd like to become better friends with you, Yinny. Wait, what? My phone died. I'm sorry, Yinny. Can we exchange info later at school or something? Yeah, of course. I'm glad. Okay, then. I'll get going. Bye, guys. I'm happy for her. Don't blush and smile. This is your fault. As I see her off, a delighted Tsumugi throws his arm around me. Yinny, the way you severed those threads today was so cool. I've fallen in love with you all over again. The boy who makes Judai girls obsessed. She was suffering so much. I couldn't just stand by and watch. Yeah, she's a good girl. Her heart's super pure too. I guess that's why I couldn't help but make a move. Hey! Trash! Yinny, you okay? I'm fine. I just got dizzy from your trashy comment. If it's just that, then I guess it's all good. It's not good at all. But I appreciate it, Yinny. Thanks to you, Yuri was saved and I avoided getting stabbed. You're my goddess after all. Put that away. You deserve to get stabbed at least once. Maybe then will your constitution improve. You've always been so kind. Oh, I really love you so much. That's enough already. Let's go. I love you too. Looks like your ears aren't working. Shall I see to them for you? Yinny, I'll apologize, so please put the scissors away. Cut it off! I will say though, despite how awful he is, he's very entertaining. And I really like the dynamic between him and the main character. I love the main character. This is what they must mean when they say, as painful as sitting on a bed of nails. If we stay here any longer, I might actually die from everyone's stares. Don't worry about it, they're just staring at how in love we are. We're not in love. In fact, why don't you sit next to me? Come on, Yinny. House. Translation note. House in Japanese slang is akin to crate, like one would say to a dog. I'm gonna kill you! I'm not a dog, dumbass! I wonder if Yuri will be okay. I hope she finds a decent match. Well, I told you not to worry about that. I promise Yuri will find a destined partner soon. Since you're the heir to Tamayui, you just know. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons I kept severing his ties despite my concerns. As far as I was aware, the girl whose threads I severed all met their desired partners and found happiness soon after. According to Tsumugi, if you cut a mistakenly bonded thread, a person's thread will rebond to their rightful partner, but severing a tie is the same as manipulating someone's life. As such, I always feel guilty after. It's another matter if I'm severing the bonds of those who came and sought my help, but altering people's lives of my own free will is wrong. However, as someone who can see threads, with me when I go too far forward, witnessing both sides suffering doesn't feel good either. So in a way, I tell myself that this is philanthropy, that I'm making their lives easier, if only a little. Hey, Yinny, is it tasty? Oh, yeah, super good. Yeah, have some too, since it's your treat after all. I want you to savor and eat me too, that way I can become part of that beautiful body of yours. Ew! You're a weirdo. I think this is the most grossed out I felt all year. Until now, I've never been able to build a deep relationship with anyone. Never had anyone I could call a best friend or a lover. Nor have anyone who wanted me to. All I have are my parents. I think Tsumugi really wants us. There have been people who said they wanted to become close to me, like Yuri did just now. But it never goes well, and the person would end up suddenly moving away. Or we'd do a long time without meeting due to schedule conflicts and eventually drift apart. In short, I have no threads attached to me. Yuri's phone shutting off was unlikely to be a coincidence either. It just meant that she and I weren't destined to become friends. I have no proof, but I know it instinctively. Tsumugi. A good-for-nothing guy, always involved with heaps of women. Yet strangely, I don't hate being around him. It makes me happy that despite knowing about my abilities, he treats me like a friend. And I'm grateful that I don't have to keep up my pretenses around him. Still, my relationship with him is precisely due to my tie-cutting abilities. Without this power, we'd have no reason to be involved with one another. I wonder if our relationship would end if I lost it. That would be a little lonely. Yinny, say ah. Okay, Tsumugi. Yinny, instead of a spoon, you threw a fist. Yeah, you deserve a fist. I wonder how much longer I'll be able to remain a bond-cutting shrine priestess. I wonder how much longer I'll be able to stay with him like this. And thank you for coming. I pray you'll be blessed with good fortune moving forward. It's not just my imagination. Working over the weekend, I severed the threads of fate again today. But just as I thought, there was some resistance in the blades. I feel like it's getting even harder to cut. than when I cut Yuri's thread. Maybe I should ask my parents for advice soon, but when I think about their possible reactions, it's hard to bring it up. I guess I'll go for a walk. And then we run into Tsumugi. Wait a minute. How did I end up here? I meant to step out for a casual stroll, but before I realized it, I was standing in front of Tsumugi's family home, Tamayui Shrine. I turn on my heel to leave, but my feet come to a halt once I catch a glimpse of the shrine grounds. They're very pretty. Aww. Yinny? Oh, is that Tsumugi's mom? Cross-dressing shrine maiden. Oh, Jesus. I thought it was his mom, but it's just him. He's very pretty though. Yinny, to think you come all this way to see me. I feel like I'm gonna pee myself with joy. Thank you, Tsumugi. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. I didn't come to see you. I just happened to pass by. Me seeing Tsumugi in a shrine maiden costume, you know what? What the hell, sure. He's still hot. Even so, it makes me happy. You being here means a lot to me. Seriously, I'm really happy. Seeing him laugh so joyfully, I can't help but feel warm inside. It throws me off when I see him react like this, because he probably says things like this to other girls all the time. Anyway, how long do you plan on continuing this? Forcefully changing the topic, I shift our attention to his outfit. As always, he's cross-dressed to perfection as a beautiful shrine maiden. He is very pretty. He looks great. Until I get bored. Or until everyone figures out I'm a guy and everything blows up. Sounds rough. The makeup and having to deal with facial hair certainly is. Especially the hair. It's not really thick to begin with, but even after shaving it grows back the next day. It's uncontrollable. Girls go through all that trouble before coming to me, don't they? The very thought of it, I'm totally overwhelmed with love. It's way too endearing. Shut up. This is the same energy as the guy who kneels down in front of his girlfriend's uterus and goes, "Leave her alone," when she's like on her period. It's a veritable fact that Tsumugi is a terrible womanizer. But you could argue that the fact that so many still flock to him is a testament to his mysteriously high insight of the female sex. No matter what angle you look at him from, he is a man. Yet for some reason, he also gives off an air of femininity. Truly a mysterious one. I mean, I do attract more customers dressed this way. That picture of you did go viral the other day. Hi, I'm the rumored beautiful shrine maiden. They took that picture without your permission, didn't they? Are you really okay with that? But thanks to that, customer foot traffic shot right up, so I'm seeing it as a lucky nuisance and letting it slide. A lucky nuisance. After all, gods are only worth their number of worshippers. It's like this everywhere, I'm sure, but our god in particular grows stronger the more believers there are. Strength equals value. The stronger the god gets, the more clients come, so I figured, why not pander? You know, I think I was wrong about you. Or rather, I'm sorry. I really underestimated you. You actually put a lot of thought into your home, huh? It's respectable. Nah, I don't care what happens to the family business, honestly. I don't have any interest in forging other people's bonds. Other people's love lives are irrelevant to me. I'm only doing this because I need the power of the house to benefit my own goals. What? Goals? To have a certain wish granted. There are things I want, so for that, I'll put up with my annoying family. If that wish comes true, will you become a billionaire? For me, it's worth even more than that. Is it a relationship with us because he has a crush on us? Is that so? Then is it true? The stronger a god's power, the stronger their forged bonds become, and the number of bonds they can create further increases. Essentially, yes. In turn, if the god's power is weak, their bonds might come undone, or they may not be able to tie any at all. If their power is weak, the reason behind the threads being difficult to cut lately, is it because my powers are weakening? No. Can you still not see yours? No I can't. No, I see other people's to no end. For some reason, I cannot see my own ties. Okay, that explains a lot. What if we finally get to see our own ties and it's just like 20 threads connecting us to Tsumugi? I would freak. I don't know who I'm connected to, nor the type of bonds I'm connected by. Neither my parents nor any of my relatives can see them on me. I feel like I recall someone saying this could be a side effect of having the gift of severing ties. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I've never actually been able to maintain a deep relationship with anyone, to the point that it feels like if some supernatural force is working against me. I can't help but think that maybe I just don't have any ties, as opposed to not being able to see them. I try not to think about it, but the fear persists. Surely, there's no way I have no ties. The fact that I was born from my parents and that I'm here with Tsumugi now means that I must have ties. I understand that. However, sometimes I get really scared that I won't be able to form any connections with anyone ever. It will be a terribly lonely and sad life. Sorry for bringing this up so suddenly. I end up thinking about my future after hearing your words. How once I graduate, everyone I know and all my current relationships, shallow as though they may be, will come to an end. Well, at least you could occasionally... Alright, you can't visit. Maybe text me or something. Don't worry, Yandere. I can see it. I can see that we're held together by a red thread of fate. That scares me. Yeah, no, a guy covered head to toe in red threads is a definite no-go. What? That was just another one of his usual jokes. His words make me happy, to the point I can't help but delude myself to wish. If only we were connected by a thread of fate. Oh no. We're probably bound by an old wretched tie. My wretched bond with Tsumugi began back in high school. I returned to the classroom to retrieve a forgotten item. There I encountered Tsumugi, surrounded by a number of girls. He was already famous for playing around, so I had no intention of getting involved, but... I can't stand it anymore. Die with me. If I slash that face of yours, would you go back to being only my Tsumugi? Oh no. Senpai's only mine. I won't give him to anyone else. If he's just going to be taken away by some other woman, I'll kill him and make him only mine. There was no way I could turn a blind eye with so much murderous tension in the air, so... I ended up letting myself see them. The countless crimson threads wrapped around his body layer upon layer. All reaching out by the same women who poised to attack him at any moment. Seeing the tip of a weapon graze him, I instinctively severed all their ties apart. And just as if a spell had been broken, as if their obsession had been lifted, the girls left. I used the scissors in front of everyone, at school no less. Panicked, I ran away. I never get involved with that boy ever again, I told myself. However, by some troublesome force or a prank played by the gods. From that day onwards, I was forcibly made to encounter scene after chaotic scene of this man tangled in crimson threads surrounded by angry women. If I hadn't had this ability, I would have just thought of it as a trash bag getting what he deserved. But seeing all those threads, I couldn't ignore it. I tried to cut the ties as discreetly as possible, but with how many times I did it, it was only a matter of time before he noticed. Hey, what are you? One day he finally asked me. I suppose looking at it from his perspective, I was a suspicious woman that followed him everywhere he went. It made sense he'd become suspicious of me, but my gift was to be a secret. Even if I did tell him, I thought there'd be no way he'd believe me. He'd think I was crazy or creepy. Yet somehow, I'd found myself wanting to tell him. Perhaps it was because I felt that this man who continued to wear these obsessive feelings of others like clothing would finally be the one to understand me. I don't know if it was due to my wish being granted by a god, but when I told him everything, somehow he accepted my story without even the slightest hint of doubt. Thank you, Yandere. You're my goddess. After getting involved with Tsumugi, my first impression of him changed, if only a little. In his own way, he seemed to harbor guilt towards the victims of his constitution. So at the very least, if his partner at the time wished for something, he did his best to accommodate. And that was the reasoning he would give me as he hopped from girl to girl. And for that, I felt great sympathy. I understood more than anyone the pain of being at the mercy of one's own constitution, trapped by one's own power. That's why I continue to sever his entanglements to this very day. It's sad hearing you call it a wretched tie. That's fine, because that's what it is. You're the only one who's stuck by someone as abnormal as me for this long. If you're not normal, then neither am I. Besides, being abnormal is what allows us to be together like this, and I'm glad that you are the way you are. There you go, saying things like that again. I bet you only think of me as a woman relationship reset machine. No way, if you weren't here, I'd probably have been stabbed 50 to 60 times by now. How about I try cutting off something else of yours? Yeah, your eyes aren't smiling at all. The existence of God isn't omniscient. They aren't a bowl of goodness, and there are a myriad of ways in which they can put their powers to use. Sometimes they only help out those who they like. They can be selfish like that. Because they are being formed from the culmination of feelings, it's basically a requirement to be temperamental. And it is those imperfections that attract humans to become their faithful followers. If this ability of mine is indeed that of a god's, then the reason I'm captivated by Tsumugi must be because the god inside to me has taken a liking to him. Human beings favored by gods do exist. And the reverse as well. I'm sure I'm hated by the gods though. The fact that I cannot see my own ties, coupled with the fact that I remain unable to forge deep bonds with anyone, if that's the price to be paid for being granted the power to sever ties, then isn't it too cruel? I wish I never received such a power, because if I didn't have it, I wouldn't have any worries. And with Tsumugi, I could just be the reason why I haven't been stabbed to death and why my family shrine hasn't burned up in flames yet is all thanks to you, Goddess Yandere. No, I was wrong. Without this power, I would never have crossed paths with him in the first place, nor had the chance to form a relationship with him. Well, whatever the reason, I'm glad I got to meet you too. Please believe me. You're definitely the best looking guy, I'll give you that. I almost fell for you right there. Oh, so close. You're a tough one to crack. I don't want to let go of this bond, and for that I need this power. MC might be tough, but I'm not. I'll let him crack me. Anyways, that's all for today's classes. Maybe I'll go shopping to lift up my mood. Hey, Already done today? Yeah. Then let's go on a date. No way, I might get stabbed. What about a movie? There's one out now that I think you'll like. Ears deaf as always, I see. You should listen when someone's talking to you. Oh, would you rather go to a love hotel instead of a movie? Oh, shut up. I'm always down for that too. I'll cut you. And ticket purchase complete. I chose the evening viewing, so let's eat and hang out together until then. Excuse me? What are you doing just deciding things on your own for? Come on, hurry. Let's go before it gets crowded. Wait, what? I mean, it could be fun. Oh, this is cute. Oh my gosh, what is this? It's so good. Is that an omelette rice and melon soda? Isn't it? You bought me an omelette rice in your bento once, so I figured you'd like this place. Oh, I remember when that girl came flying in to stab you with a utility knife. As I was opening my bento box and she stabbed my omelette rice instead. It almost turned into a bento where you couldn't tell where my blood began and the ketchup ended. I'm glad it didn't turn into a bento box of trauma. I want melon soda so bad. This is really good. The way the gentle yet slightly sweet flavor spreads in my mouth. I'm sure something else of his will spread in our mouth later. You look tasty to lick too. May I? Shut up. I'll snip your tongue off. I'll be turned into no-tongue Tsumugi. Yeah, good. Remember then you leave people alone. Wait, that's so cute. Hey, what do you think? Does it look good on me? Definitely giving boy. But I gotta admit, it does look good on you. Am I handsome? Yes. Really? I'm stoked. More like you're being stroked. Okay, you try it on too. Like this? Oh, you're so cute. Just imagining you with these glasses will be enough for me tonight. Clarify? Clarification needed? Excuse me, I'd like to buy this girl please. You can't buy me. Stop being silly and just buy the glasses. Maybe I'll also buy these in secret later. Oh, is it a horror movie? In 7 days, you will die. What, are you scared? Here, you can hold my hand. Ah, look at my face. I am in anguish. And he's having the time of his life. The man whore? You're petrified with fear. Afterwards, I made sure to beat up Tsumugi to a pulp. This looks like a really fun day. Oh, that bunny is so cute. Hold on. What? No way, you did it. There you go. What? I can have it. Absolutely. This way you can hold it every night thinking it's me. You're an idiot. Thank you. I'll treasure it. This actually looks like such a good date. I would love to have a day like this. Though I was dragged all over the place against my will, I found myself enjoying this date. This date's been a lot of fun, hasn't it? This kind of looks like Shinjuku Kabukicho Tower on the inside. It has. Though I've been following him around doing things his way, I find myself thinking it's not so bad. Tsumugi is the kind of man who approaches you in a light-hearted manner. But before you realize it, he's wormed his way into your heart. He knows how to capture people's emotions. To top it off, he has an alluring look and aesthetic. It's only natural that he'd be popular with the girls, with or without predisposition. I kinda get why girls fall for him now. Hey, Yinny, kiss me? You know the answer is no. What? But we had a moment. Take that moment elsewhere. She's so funny. Then how about dinner together? Then, if it's just dinner, we can eat together. In fact, there was actually somewhere I wanted to try. Tsumugi! Oh no. The exhilaration I felt up until now vanishes in an instant. High-pitched voices. My instinct nudges me to run away, but it's too late. Oh no. Tsumugi, why haven't you been answering my calls? Tsumugi, you've been changing your shifts to misalign with mine on purpose, haven't you? Mrs. Mina. Kozue. It's been a while. The long-haired woman is Mrs. Mina. The one wearing a school uniform is apparently Kozue. In contrast to Tsumugi's lax grin, they're staring him down with a deep frown. It's about to be complete carnage. I know you date around a lot, but even so, ignoring me is too much. The wife who's stuck on Tsumugi. High schooler working at Tamayui Shrine. Cutting back on your shifts because you suddenly got busy was a total lie. You're just busy playing with other women. Even though I worked so hard to be a shrine priestess to be with you. I can see dark red threads extending from the two of them, clinging tightly to Tsumugi. It appears these two were the other ones behind the overwhelming passion aimed at him. Seems like the remaining dangerous threads attached to you belong to these two. Doesn't want to lose her power. The one who somehow entered your heart. Oh no, we're getting closer now. Ah, I thought so. Hey Yinny, I know it's sudden, but would you mind? You said there was a good reason you were keeping away from these two. I think you should try talking to them one last time. I mean, I could do that, but... Hey, Tsumugi, are you listening? Yeah, I'm listening. Mrs. Mina, I told you already, didn't I? I'm not getting involved with a married person. Well, yes, but I'm really fallen for you. Please, I'll break up with my husband. This granny is married, yet she's chasing after a college student? Talk about trash. And you too, Kozue. I told you I'm not getting involved with a minor. But as long as I give consent, there shouldn't be a problem. I know that much. No? Girl! Consent only applies to ages 18 and up. You shouldn't lie about your age during job interviews, you know? If my dad found out, you'd be fired. We'd then have to contact your school and parents. Did you know that? I like you both. And I wish I could give both of you what you want. But if I continued things with you, Mrs. Mina, it would become an affair, and getting involved with you, Kozue, would be a crime. He has some manners, he does. At least the massive slut has a line that he doesn't cross, and it is a good line. So how about we try again once these issues are cleared up? Okay. Yuck. My grown reaches no one. Tsumugi aside, these two aren't even looking at me. Honestly, I ask myself this every time, but am I really seeing and hearing this? Then why did you accept my invitation back then? Why did you hold me like that? You knew there were complications. I didn't know the job opening was only for 18 and up. Plus, I'm working hard and the number of visitors has gone up thanks to my viral post. In response to the reasonable-sounding excuses laid out by Tsumugi, the two rapidly counter with their own arguments in succession. Kozue even admitted to taking his photo without permission. So yeah, as you can see, nothing I say seems to change their minds. Well, of course it wouldn't. No one wants to hear moral preachings from you of all people. Right. I can do nothing but sigh at his lack of remorse. However, the two in front of me are not entirely of sound mind. The light in their eyes has in fact diminished completely. They've fallen into despair. I'm gonna tell my husband everything. Even though he usually neglects me, he's not the type to tolerate an affair. If he finds out about our situationship, he'll probably demand compensation. Wouldn't that cause problems for your family? And it'll be troublesome for you too, right, Tsumugi? Hey, hang on a second. I know he may be a and a boy, but don't blackmail him. Well, that wouldn't be great. That's not fair. If you carry on this relationship with me, I'll keep quiet. Hey! Even if my husband finds out, I'll swear to keep you out of it. Please, Tsumugi, you're the only thing in my life worth living for. Only in your arms was I able to forget about everything. Only then could I feel happy. Compensation money? You gotta be kidding me. My love for Tsumugi is much purer than that. So just shut up, you cheating granny. I'm no granny yet. Oh no. Tsumugi, look. I have quite a few followers. What do you think would happen if I wrote about you on my socials? Tamayui's Shrine Maiden is actually a cross-dressing guy who touches on girls. Talk about going viral. Hey! This is really unfair. The Shrine's reputation would plummet. That would be terrible for your family, don't you think? Yeah, Dad would probably cry. Tsumugi, I'm popular, you know? There are a ton of guys who want to date me. But I want you. I don't want anybody else. Girl, take responsibility for making me like you this much. Make me one of your girlfriends too. Tsumugi, what are you gonna do about this? I feel bad for him. Like, yeah, you know what? Maybe he can lay off the, multiple girlfriends. But also, I think being born with, a soul that just draws people into binding themselves to you is a lot to deal with. And also, them blackmailing him is an absolute no-no. I feel bad. It's because they're so earnest that they ended up like this. Personally, I'd like to tie them to their respective matches soon. Should I cooperate with him this time? Ultimately, I think you're free to love whoever you please, but it's obvious that if these two continue their relationship with Tsumugi, nothing good will come out of it. Plus, for once, this playboy number one has been trying to keep them at a distance for honorable reasons. And there's no doubt that the separation from Tsumugi would be beneficial for them. However, no matter how toxic their relationship may be, is it really okay for me to sever their ties? If I were in their shoes, the thought of my thread suddenly being cut by an unrelated third party is... I feel great reluctance to just ignore their feelings and forcefully cut their ties. This thread, I am cutting that. No, that can go. I'll sever it. As I make up my mind, my grip on the sacred scissors tightens for a moment. If I sever this thread now, will my power weaken again? Yinny? No. I can't hesitate now. Oh, thank God. Wait, the really big threads are gone now. Somehow my body feels lighter. My head suddenly feels clearer too. You girls alright? Mrs. Mina? Kozue? I'm sorry. Yes, I'm fine, but I wonder why. Suddenly, my feelings for you. I feel weird too. Looking at Tsumugi now, I only think that he's handsome and nothing more. Do I not like him anymore? As always, severing ties leaves me feeling complicated. I can't help but wonder, is this truly the right choice? I find myself repeating this unanswerable question over and over in my mind. Isn't it kind of mean for you both to suddenly flip like this when you're just going on and on about how much you like me? But I guess this is for the best. Your paths have been corrected. I'm sorry for everything. I love when a yandere has depth that makes you feel a little sorry for them. We still haven't seen his yandere behavior yet. All we've seen so far are people being yandere towards him, so I'm actually kind of wondering what happens with him. But at this rate, You'll be okay. Try communicating those beautiful feelings of yours to your husband. If you do, I'm sure you'll find happiness. I do feel sorry for him. Oh, there it is. What we like to refer to as Tsumugi's instincts. Mrs. Hina, his instincts are totes accurate, you know? You'll be happy too, Kozue. What? Really? When? When will I meet him? I'd say once you're a little older. Oh, I see. Hey, Tsumugi. Once I turn 18, can I be a shrine maiden at your shrine again? I really liked being one. Of course. Cute girls are always welcome at my place. Oh, Tsumugi. A boy will always be a boy. You're not wrong. I was fed up with my husband. But now that I compare him to Tsumugi, I'm starting to feel like my husband is better. Oh dear, hello there. I didn't realize you're on a date with Tsumugi. I apologize, I didn't even notice you there. No need to worry, I'm used to it. Oh my god, you're right. I didn't notice at all. Are you also one of his girlfriends? You sure got your hands full. I'm not his girlfriend, but you're not wrong about him keeping me busy. Once they realized I was there, they both left. As I watched them leave, strength suddenly leaves my body. Jeez, just roast the man. Every single time you cut the threads, they all just roast Tsumugi. They're like, man, he's really not that good anyway. And then they just leave. Just as I thought, my power is... Tsumugi catches me in his arms as I stumble. You okay? I'm fine. I just let my guard down after all that chaos. Wonderful work as always. You really are amazing, Yinny. Hey, did you only bring me out today so I can cut off their ties? No way, no one but gods could have known that those two would be here. I just genuinely wanted to go on a date with you, believe me, Yinny. I wonder. I'm exhausted. Tsumugi, you better treat me to dinner. Of course. I'll get you whatever you want. What do you want to eat? Then let's go to the good luck. High-end grilled meat restaurant. I love that ruthless side of you so much. Yeah, pay for my expensive dinner. Eat to your heart's content and squeeze me dry of everything. We're talking about money, right? Or are we talking about something else? I was kidding. Are you saying you're a boy and also a pay pig? I noticed a part of me felt great relief seeing that eerie bond vanish from Tsumugi. To me, he's special in many ways. He's someone I can be myself around. Though he's an undeniable piece of trash, I find myself unable to hate him. In fact, it might actually be the opposite. As if, I wonder how much strength I have left. The scissors in my bag offer no reply. I shall now perform the ritual. This is their ill-fated bond. I shall sever it now. What? It won't cut. Have I lost my power? Noticing something was wrong, my father gives me a subtle glance and I quietly left the prayer service. I couldn't sever the tie. No matter how many times I used the scissors, they only cut through air. They didn't even graze the thread. Yinny, are you okay? Father, what do I do? Relax. Don't worry. Sometimes these things happen. Go and rest in your room for today. Okay. But even after that day, the slump persisted. It was clear that my powers were weakening. I'm sorry, both of you. I may no longer be able to sever ties. Yinny, you don't have to apologize. Your mother is right. Losing your ability doesn't equate to change. But if I lose it, the shrine will... just when things are going so well, too. It's alright. We're managing it before even without your gift. We're the ones who should be sorry for having put you under so much pressure. They didn't blame me. But the look of unrest on their faces doesn't go unnoticed by me. If I lose my ability, word would spread that the efficiency of our family's severance rituals has waned. It'll only be a matter of time before the shrine becomes desolate again. What do I do? But reality never allows one the luxury of simply worrying. Soon after, my relatives somehow found out my powers are weakening and began showing up at our house day after day. Your wonderful power must be passed down to future generations, don't you see? Oh, what a horrible sound. To that end, I think you should form a bond with someone even more powerful. So choose whoever you want. Hold on everyone, Yinny isn't even thinking of marriage yet. What about our son? He's close to you in age, so I bet you'll get along really well. No! Yinny is still attending college. Moreover, this isn't the kind of thing we should have a say in. It'll be too late when she loses her powers. How about get the f out of the shrine? If she chooses from within the Kimikage family, you know you can trust their background. They all have understanding of shrine management, and above all, they'll take great care of her. In fact, a shotgun wedding wouldn't be a problem either. Hey, I'm not property! Wasn't it around her age that you two got married anyway? Actually, I was thinking I'd like to fall in love with someone, regardless of Kimikage blood. Yinny dear, love and marriage are two completely separate things. Marriage is something that happens between two families. Not to worry, our son is fully aware of that, so having a lover won't be an issue at all. Ew! All you need to do is give birth to a healthy child and help the Kimikage family prosper, you see. Get out! None of them are looking at me, but instead the ability to sever ties within me. They don't care about my feelings. Please, give me some time. I wonder if from now on, I'll get married and live only for the prosperity of the Kimikage name. And then someday, force the same ideals onto someone else. I sure hope not. That would be so sad. I would be devastated. Yinny? The one who became your heart's foundation. Oh, that's so cute. Before I realized it, I ended up here again. What's up? Losing the power to cut ties. Oh. Hey, Is it alright if I offer a prayer? Of course. He's so pretty. Dear God of Tamayui, if I too could form a bond with another, I wish. Consider it done. You didn't even let me wish. Excuse me, I was still in the middle of my prayer. And why are you the one answering? Because I couldn't help but overhear your burning desires. You're an idiot, you know that? It's a trivial exchange, just like always, until I see it extending out from me. Oh god, that's not good. That's horrifying. I love the way that the red threads are so warped. They look like arteries and veins, and they're like wrapped around him. No way, a thread. Except it possesses a grotesque shape, intertwining and spreading, infesting Tsumugi's body like a disease. I wonder how long it's been like this, since the beginning, or just now. Why am I able to see it all of a sudden? I will never know, because there's no one who can give me the answers. Is that why we're losing our powers? Cause he's like siphoning a lot of the energy from us. Seeing a bond on my own for the very first time sends a chill through my spine. The crimson thread is so ominously dark that I feel the urge to cover my eyes. I don't want to believe that's coming from me. There's no joy in seeing this thread. In my heart there's nothing but despair and sorrow. Yinny? This bond has definitely been altered, influenced by Tsumugi's constitution, a thread that should have never existed in the first place. I have to sever it right now. Oh god. The mistake must be rectified. Oh no. I did say we were gonna cut it. So we're gonna cut it, and next time we'll come back to here and we won't cut it. Tsumugi, let me cut one last thread off you. Am I entangled in another crazy one? Yeah. Wait, this is sad. In truth, I don't want to cut it. But more than that, I can't stand seeing the bond between us looking so twisted and wrong. You know, I may not be able to cut threads for much longer. It seems like my ability is weakening. So I want the very last thread I sever to be one of my own choosing. Wait, this is upsetting. At this rate, I'll end up the same as all the others. I'll become obsessed and consumed by him, losing my sense of self until I inevitably direct my negative emotions towards him. I'd rather sever this bond with my own hands and end up like that. The thread of fate is a toxic one. It will most definitely lead to your misery, so I must sever it. If I cut this thread, will I lose all my feelings towards him, or will he lose all interest in me? Either way, our relationship ends here. Hey, Tsumugi, I know I've said all sorts of awful things to you in the past, but I know deep down, you're a good person. I was happy to have you as a friend. This is sad. I don't like that. This is upsetting. I may not have acted like it, but I was truly happy being with you. Yay. Farewell, Tsumugi. I don't want to do that. He looks so sad. And just like that, the thread was cut. As always, once the thread is cut, that's it. As if nothing was ever there. No traces left behind. Tsumugi doesn't say anything. He simply stands there staring at me. Probably trying to sort out his feelings, but I'm terrified to meet a gaze with no interest in me. I'm terrified of hearing an emotionless voice. I'm gonna bet that he still loves us and it didn't matter about the thread or the bond or anything. So I run away and lock myself in my room. When I look at the scissors, the blades are damaged, with rust coating their surface. The god inside me left. I'll probably never be able to sever a bond again. When that reality finally sinks in, I can't hold back my tears. God Enkyori, Tsumugi. There was a time that I cursed the universe for giving me this gift. But now that it's gone, a void is left within me. Losing the guy that we love and also losing our purpose in the same day is hell. That would be so sad. Father, Mother, I'm sorry. I also lost my ability to see threads. When my parents checked in on me worriedly, I realized I could no longer see the thread binding them together. The disappointment from my relatives after they found out my ability loss was palpable, though it did not stop them from continuing the marriage proposals. Since the god resided in me once, it may happen again, so they said. My parents heavily sympathized with me. They even said I need not to continue my shrine maiden duties. I knew their words came from a loving place, but to me they were unbearable. I couldn't help but feel as though they were telling me I was no longer needed now that I had lost my abilities, now that I've lost my ties to my family and Tsumugi. I have no idea what I should do. Ever since losing my gift, it feels like half my soul was taken along with it. I couldn't bring myself to go to university, but I couldn't hole up in my room either, or my parents would worry. My daily life now consisted of solely daydreaming in places of solitude. Once a bond is cut, both parties lose all interest from one another. I'd mentally prepared myself for such a fate, yet my feelings had not changed. Is cutting one's own bond different from cutting others? Maybe because you and Tsumugi are destined to be together, it doesn't matter whether you cut the bond or not. It'll just rebind it to him in like a much safer and healthier way. Either way, I'm glad my feelings are unaffected. I treasure these emotions and don't want to lose them. Even if the bond is severed, at least I wish to hold on to these feelings. I wonder if it's a thread-tying divine blessing. Yinny. Peekaboo. Oh, I miss him. In front of me stands the man who has consumed my heart. Man, I finally managed to get in. The protection drawn around this place is way too powerful. Damn angry spirits and their weirdly effective curses. Why are you here? To come and get you, of course. The way he laughs after saying it makes it seem as if nothing has changed. I wonder why. There's no doubt I severed our bond. Did you get yourself involved in a troublesome situation again? Sorry to break it to you, but when you've gone out of your way to see me, but I can't sever bonds anymore. I can't even see them now, because God Enkyori no longer resides within me. Even the red bonds that should be wrapped around him are now invisible to me. My parents can still see them, so they can probably at least give you an idea of your situation. If you want, I can call them over and... Yinny. Is this the part where he confesses? Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, hang on, water. Thank God for happy endings. I love you. Give up and fall for me already. It takes me a while before I can comprehend what he's done and said. What? Yinny, you're no longer a god. So stop being constricted by Kimikage rules. I don't get what you're saying at all. You're telling me now that you love me. Stop screwing around. You even stole my first kiss. You're so... How awful can you possibly get? I never screwed around about you even once. Ever since I saw you for the first time, it's always been you. Just you. I've only ever had eyes for you, Yinny. You're my one true love. Oh, please believe me. This is stupid. There's no way. As if I can't believe him. Yinny, let's not ruin it for ourselves now. Yet all it takes is him calling my name. And I find myself wanting to believe. How foolish can I be? I feel embarrassed and pathetic for being played so easily by a man like this. And tears fall from my eyes. Like I'll believe that, you asshole? Did I punch him? There's no way I could believe you. How do you expect me to believe a man who sleeps with so many other women? Oh, this is kind of embarrassing, but I'm actually a virgin. Excuse me? I've never actually put it into anyone or received one inside me. Because I decided a while back that my first and last would both be with you. Are you drunk? Because I'm hearing a lot of crap coming out of your mouth. No, I couldn't be more sober. In fact, after fighting hard against the Kimikage spirits, my adrenaline is on an all-time high. I'm as alert as one can ever be. What I'm trying to say is my confession, both love and virginity are real. Thank you. I'm so worked up. My heart palpitations are going crazy. I feel like I'm going to die. My palpitations are going crazy thanks to your nonsense statements. Can't you at least come up with a better lie? Go apologize and beg for forgiveness from all the virgins around the world. Unlike my chase self. I hate this man. I hate this man, but I really like this man. Unlike my chase self, there are bitches everywhere all around me. All it takes is a little fiddling and they spread themselves far and wide. You can't help but feel concerned for how loose they are. I can't help but feel like these loose-lipped bitches should go tie their bonds with any random guy and leave me alone. These are the words I want to leave behind for the next generation. Unbelievable. Hey, Tsumugi. You're acting like a crazy person right now. What are you talking about? Don't you get it? I'm telling you how much I love you. Wait, you didn't get that? Where did I lose you? That's what I'd like to ask. Who would understand anything from that monologue other than that you're crazy? Actually, you're too complicated and weird no matter how you think about it. Seriously, what is going on inside your head? That's right, tell him off. But you like me even though I'm a shithead trash bag, right? Watching him say such a thing so nonchalantly makes me lose all feelings of anger and disbelief. All my bad feelings just vanish. I don't understand where you get that confidence from. Yeah, me too. You're saying you can also see things because you're the descendant of Tamayui. Yes, I am. You're a piece of shit. And every day I thought you'd be better off castrated. I mean, I still think that, but that's so true. I like you. No, I love you. I'm disappointed in myself. Like, why on earth did I end up liking a trash man like him? I like how I'm not holding back, and also everything I say is so real. But truthfully, I lost count of how many times you saved me, because you're the only one I can be myself around, and you being here now makes me unbelievably happy. If I'm allowed just one bond with someone, then I would want it to be you. I want to be tied to you, and also tied by you, but you know, that's a whole different story. Then I'll tie that bond. I'll make sure it never unravels even in death. I hate to admit it, but I can't win against this man. He is a nightmare that somehow manages to enter your heart and remains there forever. I want to kick him out, but I can't. Before I knew it, I let him stay until I began wishing he would be there forever. The type of man you know is bad for you, yet you cannot escape. Oh my god. There's like, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's like kissing sound effects. Did I just like, did I die? Oh my god. This is like viscerally loud in my ears. It feels so good I let a bit out. What did you let out? What did you let out? Tsumugi, did you cut your pants? What? When I think of you, I can't help but leak out. I have no words. I adore this man. I think he's brilliantly entertaining, but I think I'm also going to like beat the shit out of him. When I think of you, I can't help but leak out. It's all sticky and wet. You don't have to tell me. Sticky? Yeah, look. It's all over my hands. Don't show me. No, you don't need to show me. Yeah. You can keep that to yourself. What? But I want to show you proof of how much I love you. Oh my god. Wait, your hand? First kiss was just so good. All sorts of things are leaking out of all sorts of places. Did you also yourself? What do you mean all sorts of places? If I don't calm myself down, I'm gonna end up forming a deep sensual bond with you. Not on the shrine grounds. What? The thought of doing it in front of the angry Kimikage spirits kind of turns me on too. I think I'm gonna die. Are we actually doing it on the shrine grounds? Actually, I changed my mind. Oh, both your O-face and... You are ridiculous! Both your O-face are modes of mine to enjoy only. I'm not sharing with anyone. Anyway, let's continue this later, okay? Thank God! The difference in our experience levels is too much. Can you imagine if my parents just walked out? Now I managed to steal you away, so I guess we can get going. The boy who loves you too much. Going where? To our love nest. Our what? What? Come on, Yini. Let's go. Is this an Omegaverse thing? Once I take his hand, there's no going back. He'll most definitely steal my heart. That's really cute though. Aww. Even so, this is my answer. That was cute. I almost don't want to play the bad endings. Hey, Tsumugi, where's Yini? Would you rather hug instead of holding hands? Not that. Well, why did you come and get me? Back then I severed our bond. I cut what tied us together. You thought cutting one thread would be enough to escape from me? What do you... No matter how many times you sever for every single one, I'll tie 10,000 more. What does that... I'm saying my love for you isn't so weak that cutting a single bond would be enough to end it. It seems I'll have to make you understand. He says it casually, still holding my hand. I don't understand most of what he just said, but I can tell he's obsessed with me to the point of lunacy. And then when did you start liking me so much? Are you curious? You don't know that bad? Yeah. I've loved you for 1,000 years. That's certainly a long time to like someone. Of course. I've been trying to form a bond with you for ages, to the point I was driving myself crazy. It's on a whole different level from your typical meet-cute amateurs. Sure, nothing but sweet words. Although honestly, it does make me happy. After losing my family and abilities, I somehow ended up happily ever after with a boy. Sounds like the title of a trashy romance novel. Yeah, I was gonna say, sounds like an isekai anime title. Yet ridiculous though it may be, I can't help but feel happy. I must have already fallen for this man a long time ago. Tsumugi, if you cheat on me, I'll carve you without hesitation. Physically. You care enough about me to already start worrying I'll cheat? Oh my god, those words alone are gonna make me fly. You're a freak! A sexy freak. After all, I've been worrying I'll tie us together in too many places and our bonds may wilt. I'm gonna make you feel all of my love, every hour, every minute, every second through my... I hate you. I saw the last word, I was like, hey, yo. I mean, I am very down for it though. Every hour, every minute, every second through my... Wait, how thick is it though? Can you whip it out? Can we see? Just imagining tying ourselves to one another every day is enough to get me up. I can't hold it back anymore. No! Stop pitching a tent in public. I completely made the wrong bond tying choice. I bet it's like super veiny. I can't with this man. I actually really like this guy. So thanks to good fortune, because I became bound to an overburdensome man. The audacity. Oh, this is so cute. Look how cute we are. What are you laughing about? Just reminiscing back to how hard I worked to make you fall for me. Thread connected to a clingy playboy. Back when you were a piece of trash that played around with women all the time. The boy who continues to be tied to you. These descriptions are so cute. Does that mean I've graduated from being a trash bag? Who knows? You may still have remnants of it. What? Love me anyway. Several years passed since we practically ran away from our homes to elope. Wearing my wedding ring has become natural. Both of us have jobs and vocations unrelated to the spiritual realm and are living peacefully. After losing the ability to sever bonds, one would think the Kimikage Shrine would quiet down, but it was actually the opposite, because Kimikage Shrine and Tamayui Shrine made a deal. Tsumugi was the one who suggested it to his parents, resulting in Tamayui's support of Kimikage. Cut your bad fortunes and forge bonds to good ones. Thanks to Tamayui helping to maintain the flow between our shrines, Kimikage was able to avoid having to shut down. Unable to rely on my gifts anymore, my relatives are now doing their best to emulate Tamayui's popularity. They hold no objections to the partnerships, instead abiding by Tamayui's orders. Hey Yinny, can you really not see them anymore? Nope, not at all. You can't use the scissors either? No, how would I cut them if I can't see the threads? I see. Even though I can't see them anymore, I know that I'm bound to you, Tsumugi. Yeah, in what way? Wrapped up over and over like a bundle of straw. A bundle of straw? That's not sexy at all. Sounds like I look ridiculous wrapped up in thread all the time. Couldn't you have tied all those bonds up a little more tastefully? How about Shibari style? I'd work hard if I got to see you like that. I'm gonna smack you on the forehead. If you ever try, I'll cut them out of sheer willpower. It's no use. I just tie you back up at record speed. No matter how many times our threads fall apart, I'm sure he'll tie them over and over again. I have no doubts about that. Over these past few years, I've come to understand his love and obsession for me a countless number of times, to the point I can feel it even without seeing it. Tsumugi and I are bound body and soul. What if I keep cutting anyway? I'll tie those lips together so you stop saying things like that. I finally managed to make you fall for me, yet you plan on making this a long-distance relationship again? What are you going on about? It's just as I said. The price of tying this bond is absolute. I won't let you go even in death. Another one. Just now I feel like yet another bond formed between us. That was so cute. That was so adorable. I almost don't want to play the bad ending. Aww. Look how happy we are. A wooden tablet with Tsumugi has been offered in your stead. The following content has been unlocked. Gallery and ending list. That was unexpectedly wholesome, right? And now we're gonna get into the not wholesome ones. This time, we are not severing this bond, which is going to get us a not very great ending, so it's the very first time I've seen a bond of mine. It's proof that I have connection with another. There's no way I could sever something like that. Yinny? You okay? Sorry, I was just thinking about something. Anyway, I finished my prayer now, so I'll be going. This is gonna end so poorly. This is gonna end so terribly. I'm scared. Morning, Yinny. I'm so sleepy. Morning. Walk of shame again? Nah, I went home properly yesterday. But more importantly, get this. The boyfriend of the girl I was with suddenly came back home. He looked the dangerous type too. I was this close to being cut up and drowned. Congrats on surviving. If you don't want to be cemented in concrete one day, I suggest castration. Oh, you're so scary, Yinny. It's for your sake. The same routine as every other day. A routine that's become so precious to me. That reminds me, you don't comment on my appearance anymore. Is there anything wrong with my body? So protect this routine of ours. I decided to deceive the god inside me. Yeah, you're good. My title has changed. It now says the one who deceived God. I don't see anything. It's getting worse. Not the thread tying us together. Nothing. Nor the fact that it's tangled up and feeding on itself. I see nothing. I am a lying asshole. Is that so? Well, I guess that's good. Oh, sorry, I gotta get this. Then I'll see you later. I'm off. See you, Yinny. I'm sorry, Tsumugi. I feel bad. Even if this bond of ours is a mistake, something that shouldn't exist, I want to be tied to you. The real trash is me, as if responding to my whisper. An unnerving, painfully beautiful thread gently twists around me, making them look like veins, was insanely good art direction. You're a terrible liar, to think you become so weak. Yinny, you truly are in love with me, showing me such a vulnerable part of you and your affection for me. I've been holding back for so long now. How do you think I feel? Showing yourself to me like that? I want to screw you up even further now. Yay! But also, that expression scares the shit out of me. But also, I hope he screws me. Every day was torture. Every hour, every minute, every second, I kept striking you with these. Until finally I began to see something. A mark left by me, on your throat. Arms, legs, chest, stomach, your back. I want to leave more. More of them. Oh god. I don't like where this is going. Can we go back to the happy ending? More and more and more. I want them crawling all over your body, cutting in and feasting. Sweet like candy syrup, boiled to the point that it's left a scorch mark at the bottom of a pan. I want it to tangle your body up and ensnare you tight. I've gone too far. I feel as though I may wilt first. Just a little more. But yeah, just to make it clear, this point of view is Tsumugi, not us, because we are currently outside at the moment. A little more, and this will reach inside her. Man, that's not what I wanted inside me. I wanted something else. In the other ending, you were talking about your girth. Where is it? The thought of her in such a state alone is enough to make my brain melt. Please, Yinny, fall already. You made me wait for so long. I seriously feel like I'm going mad. Fall already. Oh, Jesus. We are so Dunyan rings, so I can give you what you desperately want straight inside you. Your girth? There's no stopping this love. No matter where, no matter when. Ah, shit, I can't keep it in. Please do not your pants again. In the university hallway. Oh, Tsumugi, only morning and you're already so alluring? Tsumugi, why don't we have some fun after our lecture? Hey, no fair. Hang out with me too, Tsumugi. The way that his eyes go blank is terrifying. You guys will do. Tsumugi, I'll be borrowing all that you have. What the fuck? Is he doing this on purpose? The first route sets it up in a way that he can't help that this happens because it's his soul that is attracting these people, or his like physiology to being a descendant of Tamayu. But this scene here makes it seem like he's been deliberately tying people to him to make us stay by his side because we have a reason to keep cutting threads for him. Oh, don't worry. It's not scary or painful. Just think of it as an easy part-time job. Now relax. No! That's insane. Oh my god. Oh my god, but also, oh my god, he's hot as hell. You see, like, here's the other thing. It's either... I feel like this was his plan all along. And like, if we cut the bond for him, it kind of wakes him up and wakes us up. And makes him realize that, like, you know, our love is genuine and real. But in this one, we don't do that. So he becomes deluded into thinking what he's doing is the right path and what he's doing is the best way and correct. Whereas in the previous route, we give him a second option. But because in this one, he doesn't have that. He continues with this. Yeah, so it does provide a lot more context to the previous route as well. The crazy was always there. Like, just because it's a happy ending doesn't mean he wasn't kind of, you know, insane. Because he was still quite obsessed. Wow, you let me in so easily. Tsumugi, you can't call people that. What was that about kicking him into orbit? Yeah, the boy who is obsessed with you. That is a different tone. How is it? The feeling of something so deep inside you being pulled out and played with. It's so deep. A place none of you can reach on your own. Doesn't it feel good? Insane. Go on. Open up more and only think of me. This is so well written. I feel like every ending gives another layer to his character, and he's very interesting. If you do, I'll keep you deep inside so your pleasure continues forevermore. Jesus Christ. That's right. Let it tangle. And now the process is complete. Tsumugi, I love you. I love you so much. The one's forcibly tied. Having this extra bit of context is terrifying. That's insane. Keep loving me and only look at me. Yeah. I like you easy girls too. It's your job to continue pouring this twisted passion my way. Make sure it's so horrible my beloved goddess will be so desperate to sever it. Dude, if you do, I'll tie you tightly to a man who's super compatible with you. Exceptional reward for a one-time gig. Don't you think? The art is so good. Like, this framing is insane. Good girls. I know. While we're at it, let me hire some more one-timers. Hello? Sorry I couldn't answer earlier. So, do you think you can come see me now? Yeah, right now. Maybe bring a couple of others? Having a some every once in a while sounds exhilarating, don't you think? You're so great. I like you too, Ayaka. Then, I'll see you later. Oh shoot, that wasn't Ayaka, it was Sayaka. I keep hearing the same old names recently and they get mixed up. Not that it matters. Now then, my little you can't call people that. I'll be training you hard, so let's all work well together. That reveal has given me severe whiplash. That is insane. Ending. Miracle. My goddess. Horrible. Okay, so we've got two endings left for this. One is we don't cut any of the bonds, and the other one is we don't cut the first one, but we cut the next two. Alright, so we'll attempt this one. So we'll snip this, and that'll go. And I'll skip forward since we've already seen this. So we don't cut this one. I won't sever it. I can help Tsumugi without resorting to severing. Tsumugi, let me talk to them. Wait, Yuni. Pushing an exasperated Tsumugi aside, I step in front of the two of them. Miss Mina, Tsumugi may indeed offer you a moment of kindness. But that kindness isn't something directed solely at you. He'll never be able to ease your loneliness forever. He's just not that kind of guy. That's fine. I don't care. I still need him. I'm still a student and unmarried one at that, so I'm sure there's a lot about you that I don't fully understand. However, I can tell that you do in fact have a soulmate. What? Because the beautiful red thread of fate extends straight out from you. You must cherish this thread, Mrs. Mina. What on earth are you? Try and sit down and have a talk with your husband. You can consider your next steps after that. Kozue, What could Tsumugi do to make you happy? What? I'd be happy if he was kind to me. Tsumugi is being kind by not laying his hands on you while you're underage. Miss Watt is strict about things like that. Even if Tsumugi agreed to it, you'd be bound to get hurt. This is the first time I've ever heard Tsumugi say something so sensible. I thought he'd lay his hands on anyone, but it seems I was wrong. Perhaps you're hitting the lost parts of his conscience. Kozue, if you like Tsumugi, please accept his kindness. If your birthday passes and your feelings haven't changed, then you can go for him with all your might. I wonder what right I have to speak like this when I myself can't even form a tie with anyone. But I couldn't let myself watch them be at the mercy of their threads. I had to talk to them. For two people bound by so many beautiful ties, an ominous bond such as this is unfitting. I want them to realize it somehow. I don't want them to lose sight of their precious bonds, because they have what I do not. As expected of my goddess. Talk about being overpowered. I don't know if my words reach them, or if it's by some grace of God, but their dark red threads unravel and disappear. At the same time, the threads entwined around Tsumugi also vanish. It feels like my eyes have been open, though it's a little embarrassing to be lectured by a kid. I have a horrible feeling. If we don't cut any of the ties, does he go berserk at the end of it because his plan's not working and we're not falling for it and he takes matters into his own hands in another way? We'll find out. I'm sorry, It's fine, you're not wrong. I'm gonna try and talk to my husband and I'll try making an effort to repair our relationship. Sorry, Mrs. Mina. Oh, stop that. I can tell you're not feeling guilty at all. Besides, we both used each other. Mrs. Mina, you're the type of person who can love and be loved. I can assure you, you won't end up getting mixed up with trash like me again. I can't trust a playboy's words. Although I do find myself wanting to believe yours, that perhaps there is someone out there that is perfect for me. I'm sorry for involving you. Farewell, Tsumugi. You should graduate from being a playboy soon. As if her angry outburst earlier was nothing but a dream, she walks away with an air of composure. You know, the truth is that my birthday is tomorrow. I was just a little bit away from being able to be with Tsumugi legally. But it seems like that's not an option anymore. Because after hearing your words, my feelings towards him have changed. I see. Also, may I just say, Tsumugi isn't kind at all. At the very least to me and that lady, he's trash that messed about with our feelings. Well, I can't deny that. Now from now on, I'll offer prayers to make sure you're blessed with nothing but good relations, Kozue. Think of it like a gift from this trash bag. I know how much good fortune your words can bring, Tsumugi. The thought of believing in your words kind of pisses me off, but I want to believe in good things, so I believe you. By the way, miss, you're a shrine maiden at Kimikage, aren't you? I've seen you around. Oh yes, it's a little embarrassing to be noticed. Are you hiring any part-time shrine maidens? I'd like to work with you. Hello? Like I'd ever allow you to work at a shrine. You're gonna stay right with us and continue being our crowd puller. But if you think about it, a shrine for good connections that has a shrine maiden must be bad luck. Miss, does your shrine accept 18-year-olds and up? Oh no, I'm sorry. Since we're a small shrine, we really don't have money to hire anyone. Oh, that's too bad. Then, Tsumugi, give me a raise. What if your words weren't the thing that made the threads disappear? He made the threads disappear so that these two wouldn't go berserk and hurt you. What the hell are you talking about when you lied about your age? Kozue leaves looking somewhat disappointed. Yini, why didn't you sever their ties? Tsumugi looks at me with a sulky expression on his face. If it can be resolved with dialogue alone, then I think it's better to do it that way. Don't worry, I saw that the bonds with those two unraveled on their own. It's not that. Then what's the problem? I'm telling you, don't do anything reckless. If they've been carrying a weapon, what were you planning on doing? You could have been stabbed. I think Neko is right. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Plus, I have you. Even if I did get stabbed, you'd at least call an ambulance for me, right? I wouldn't let you get stabbed in the first place. No, for God's sake. Why are you so stubborn? What's wrong with just cutting it clean? It's so much simpler. Why are you going out of your way and choosing the more troublesome and dangerous path? Because if I can help it, I don't want to sever them. Those threads represent these people's lives. I don't want to just cut them without their permission. I told you before, didn't I? But you've been severing all of them up until now. Because you're about to get stabbed every time. There wasn't any time to hesitate. Yeah, I'm alive thanks to you. I don't have any complaints in that regard. But if you stay this soft, you're gonna end up playing everyone's god forever. What's that supposed to mean? It's as it sounds. There is absolutely a double meaning in those words. Anyway, if you try and do something reckless again, I'm gonna steal your lips, tongue, and everything, so prepare yourself. I'm scared. If you do that, I'll cut your tongue off. Do you hear me? That being said, seeing the bad threads from Tsumugi vanish has me feeling relieved. To me, he is special in many ways. He's someone I can be myself around. Though he's an undeniable piece of trash, I find myself unable to hate him. I'm wiped. Let's go get dinner. What do you want to eat? Grilled meat? Oh my, you possibly coming on to me? What? How did you take it to mean that? Because my grandma said that if a man and a woman go get grilled meat together, it means they have a deep connection. Ziv! Tsumugi's grandmother, please refrain from telling him such weird stories. Alright, and now we skip forward again. Snip. Just cut it. Go on me, despite thinking that my hands feel heavy as I reach for the scissors. So yeah, for this ending, we cut the initial thread, don't cut the second one, and then we cut this one. Yinny, your face is super pale. Are you okay? The truth is I don't want to cut it, but I cannot bear the fact that our bond has been tied in such a horrendous manner. At this rate, I'll become just like the other girls. Obsessed with him. Completely consumed and losing myself entirely. I'll end up unleashing my own hideous emotions upon him. If it's gonna be like that, I'd rather finish this with my own hands. Tsumugi, my powers seem to be weakening. It may only be a matter of time before I lose the ability to cut the bonds attached to you. So in the end, I want to make sure I don't have any regrets. If I cut this, I wonder if I'll lose all feelings I have for him. Or will he lose all feelings for me? In any case, this is the end of our relationship. Many with so, I still... The scissors that I gripped in grief cut through empty air. Oh no, we can't cut it this time. Is it because my ability has weakened? Or because the god within me is refusing to sever it? Either way, as things stand, it doesn't seem like I'll be able to cut this thread. I'm sorry, Tsumugi. I'm going home. Yinny, father, mother, I was thinking of giving arranged marriage a shot. No! If I can't sever our bond, then the least I can do is keep my distance from him. And that way this bond of ours may one day fade away. God, this is a bad ending. I don't want to do that. So, you have a sweet tooth. I have a sweet tooth too. The other day I waited in line at that shop there to buy the cake and it was super delicious. Oh, you're so lucky, there's always a queue there. I can never manage to buy anything. Then let's go together next time. I don't want to marry and the man introduced to me as a potential match is pretty likable. Since we're the same age, conversation flows easily. If it's with him, the relationship could go well, I think. Honestly, I wasn't sure about having an arranged marriage at this age, but I'm glad you ended up being my match. He's unlikely to come home with the scent of a different woman every night, nor make trashy comments. He wouldn't let any strange bonds cling to him with a stupid grin on his face. Tsumugi spouts nothing but vulgar things, has thoughts that I cannot read, and doesn't possess a shred of human decency. Tsumugi is... The crimson thread distorts and writhes, as if beckoning me to follow it. No, don't think about him. But the more I try, the more he fills my thoughts. Would you like to officially start dating with marriage in mind? So I say, but of course it's with marriage in mind. That's what both of us are here for. A new bond. I need to force a new bond to form no matter what. This man belongs to the Kimikage family. There'd be no mistake in choosing this path. If I married him, surely this wrongful tie would fade away. Surely, I'd stop caring about Tsumugi. And then surely, Tsumugi would stop caring about me too. I don't think that's gonna happen. If I don't take this hand now. Thanks for your business. Tasty Eats is here. I've come to pick up my goddess. That looks so bad. Somehow, in front of my very eyes, we're on Kimikage Shrine grounds now. Outsiders shouldn't be allowed to enter. Furthermore, all my relatives are gathered here right now. For him to be here, something isn't right. Tsumugi, why are you wearing a kimono? Man, that's hot. Let me strip you bare. Tsumugi, in front of my family? Can we at least go somewhere private first? Is this person someone you know? Sorry, but we're in the middle of an important conversation. Could you please not interrupt? The only one interrupting here is you. Guys, I think he's going to start killing everyone. The light has just faded from his eyes. What the? Yeah, no, he's absolutely murdering everybody. Suddenly, my date drops to his knees, staring blankly into thin air from his body. A bizarre thread extends, at the end of which was a smiling Tsumugi. Tsumugi, his thread is... Yinny, what do you think you're doing? Trying to belong to another man? Did you really think I would let that happen? What? I was this close to making you fall for me. To think you'd run away and cheat on me with a shitty small fry like him. The Kimikage blood sure is dead set on shutting me out. Fall for him? Kimikage blood? I can't understand the thing Tsumugi is saying. Anyway, playing hard to get ends here. I'm at the limit of holding myself back. I'm done. His usual flippant tone. Yet the coldness in his voice sends a shiver down my spine. Seeing his dark, dim eyes, an indescribable unease washes over me. I get a bad feeling and rush back inside. We are so onion rings. Oh my god. But it was there that an abnormal dimension awaited. Our relatives are just like zombified. With eyes unfocused and smiles of unnerving delight, my relatives muttered over and over again. What is this? Hey, what's wrong? Get a hold of yourselves. No matter how much I call out to them or shake their shoulders, it's no use. It's like their hearts have been taken hostage. Their gaze is wandering anywhere but here. A blood-red thread tangles all around them like a vine. Like it possesses consciousness, wriggling and binding. It's so grotesque I struggle not to vomit. Everyone snap out of it! Don't let it consume you! I can't cut any of them, can I? As if driven by instinct, I desperately cut through them all. I have no capacity to think about why this had happened. All I can do is cut and cut until all are severed. Well, I am prepared to die. I wonder how much time has passed. Before I knew it, the sun set and everyone was gone. At my feet lies a rusty, chipped pair of scissors, rendered useless. Yinny, well done for completing your very last shift. A sickly sweet voice reaches my ear, and I'm embraced from behind. The last? His title has changed to the boy who drives you crazy. Yinny, you don't have to sever anyone's ties anymore, because I've made Kimikage mine. What do you... I bound them all to myself. The land, the shrine parishioners, and every single person of the Kimikage bloodline. I would never let anyone else come close to you ever again. My mind is so blank from exhaustion that I cannot think anymore. Oh, my scissors. You don't need these anymore, right? The hand I extended is gently held back. His words slowly seep in, entwining themselves around me. You must be tired from cutting so many threads. Leave the rest to me now, and rest for a while. A terribly sweet voice that spoils me to bits. I want to fall asleep while being cradled by it. Finally, I can tie us together. From now on, you must tie yourself only to me. I love you forever. My goddess. Awful. Well, at least he doesn't die. Ever since that day, I lost the power to sever ties. Or more precisely, I lost the means to do so. Though I got the scissors restored, every time I attempted to sever someone's ties, they instantly rusted and became unusable. The deity of severing ties was refusing to sever ties. An uproar broke out among the Kimikage family, but there was nothing that could be done. Having lost their ability to sever ties, Kimikage Shrine ended up being absorbed into Tsumugi's family shrine, a shrine merger, since it was Tamayui's proposal. The one who had managed both shrines was to be Tsumugi's father, the head priest of Tamayui Shrine. I thought both sides would reject the sudden proposal, but for some reason, no one did. In fact, things are moving forward with surprising speed. As for me, I've been staying at Tsumugi's residence. As his fiancé, we've actually pledged ourselves to one another. And to make the bonds between our shrines stronger, we're hoping to live together as soon as possible. A dangerous man interrupted my arranged marriage prospect meeting, but somehow, he and I ended up engaged and cohabiting instead. It sounds ridiculous, yet no one from either family raised any objections. I've taught my son everything he needs to know to run Tamayui Shrine, so rest assured your daughter will be well taken care of. We are hoping Miss Yinny will help us in the development of both shrines. We can now relax knowing our daughter is married to the son of a Tamayui. We shall leave her in your capable hands. Tsumugi, Yinny, I hope you'll both live happily ever after. Yes, we will. Nothing seems right. Yet no one takes notice. I know the reason why. Because I can see it. That they're all bound and connected by disturbing threads. Terrifyingly beautiful threads wrap around each and every one of them. The way they all face the same direction of their own will makes them look like a blessed follower, but also a tragic puppet. I wonder if I'm the same. I wonder if that's why I feel no urge to refute Tsumugi when he spouts lie after lie. The crimson thread that extends from my body or sways side to side. What was once a hideous and grotesque thread transformed into a beautiful one at some point. It rests on me as if to seek comfort. Well, that's sad. Damn, that truly is a bad ending, Jesus. What does he mean by this? Are we doing it? Open up more. Oh my god, your father is still nearby. With our parents outside? Like I never show the side of you to anyone else. No one's gonna come in here for a while, so relax and let go. Inside a room filled with the smoke of Tamayui incense, day and night Tsumugi seeks comfort in me. I can't tell if the sweet seductive scent on my skin belongs to him or me. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Wrap yourself around me tighter. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't felt Tsumugi's affection for me up until now. But I had thought it was more like the affection one has for a favorite toy. Somehow, still kinda hot. I thought I was nothing more than a convenient presence to him. Just someone who could cut his problematic ties. I am forced to realize now how painfully wrong I was, and that the many bonds that clung to his body have vanished, as if they were never there at all. Tsumugi bears a scent so similar to me now that the days in which he had a daily roster of women feels like a distant reality. Still comes undone midway. What does? Maybe there's still some power left inside. That's okay. After all, my powers are far greater now. I'm finally able to tie you to me properly. Yinny, trust me. Accept me into you. Have I not been doing that for the last hour? Apparently day and night that I've been doing that on my back. I feel neither fear nor resistance in surrendering myself to him. It's okay, I'm a professional. The musk of sweat. The way his gaze entwines with mine, the warmth of his skin and the tone of his voice. All of these are things that force me to face the truth. This whole time he's only had eyes for me. I thought I couldn't form a deep bond with anyone. Yeah, that's what you thought, but now like this man is like what, 8 inches deep inside of us? That's as deep of a bond as I can think. That anxiety and fear is being painted over and over, replaced by Tsumugi's existence. I wonder if this is what it means to form a deep bond with someone. To be desired, especially loved and bound tight together. This realization gives me a sweet sensation, indescribable in words. Once you get a taste of it, you can no longer live without it. If I keep going, I'll end up dying right here on your stomach. My goddess sure is greedy. If you beg while looking at me like that, I won't be able to hold back. Saying like you didn't just, you know, tie my entire family's souls to you. It doesn't take long for me to drown in him. In the world he's laid out for me. I will say this sentence is very pretty. Like this particularly, like a lot of the prose in this is very, very pretty. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. Oh Jesus. What? I was like I was so scared for a second that we were gonna see his full. Hey Yinny, do you like tying fated knots with me? Why is he clothed? Sometimes it's a little sexier like that. I will say, at least the thread looks nicer now and it's not that horrible veiny mess. Its mere touch is terribly agonizing. Okay, that's not good. I wish it would bind me tighter. I twist my body as I feel his breath and sweet words whisper into my ears. And let's tie some more today, so that we may never be parted for all of eternity. Tsumugi's shape gently me. How big is it? Is that hot in here or is it just me? Countless scarlet threads tangle around our hearts and bodies, all of which extend from him. Such a truth makes me shudder as I shed tears of joy. It's so beautiful. In a trance, I finally understand. For the longest time, I was waiting for this moment. And this is what I wanted all along. Tsumugi. Oh wait, I love you. Well, at least he loves us. Be my goddess. Only mine, forever. The deep soul residing within your eyes. I love it. Ending, wild. To fella god. That's insane. We've got one more to get, which is we don't cut any of the first 2 ties at all. Alright, this time we don't cut it. I'll read this bit though, because we haven't seen what happens when we don't cut Yuri's thread. No, I shouldn't just cut it haphazardly. Still, given the nature of this bond, I can't just leave it be. Maybe I can talk it out with her instead. Yuri, I'm sorry. Yuri, what's wrong? I came here to put an end to your relationship. I'll be blunt. Can you give up on Tsumugi? No. Tsumu? Gah. He's not happy. Tsumugi spits out the coffee he was drinking, but I ignore it and continue. I know this is a selfish request, but I truly don't think you'll ever be happy if you carry on like this with him. I bow deeply as she stares at me in shock. Ah, so that's what this is about. You came here to tell me that Tsumugi belongs to you. What? You're trying to show that you know him better than anyone else? That's annoying as hell. She's right. It is annoying. But if I can't cut her ties, the only option left for me is to get her to distance herself from Tsumugi of her own free will. I'm really sorry, I just want you to find happiness. And I'm telling you that my happiness lies in being with Tsumugi, so don't just spout nonsense. Tsumugi? Why are you just watching her silently? This is all your fault. Say something, bozo. He is a bozo. Sorry about the antics of my goddess, I guess. May I punch this guy? Oh, this hurts so much. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Because of you, my heart is in shreds. Oh no. Hey, why can't you suffer too like I am? If you tell me it hurts while screaming and crying, I might even forgive you. Okay, I understand. Do what you need to, Yuri. Why are you so calm? Be a little scared, damn it. Yuri, hey, you idiot. Oh, she's actually just trying to kill him. I barely stop Yuri from striking Tsumugi with a utility knife, pinning her arms from behind. I look over and see that Tsumugi's also grabbed her from the front like he's embracing her. She's now sandwiched between us in an incredibly suspicious position. That was close. Yuri, try to calm down. Let me go, don't get in my way. It's dangerous doing this here. And Tsumugi, stop making careless statements. Oh, seriously, why did it turn out like this? Why are you sighing? Shut up, shut up. I like Tsumugi, but I also loathe him. That's why I want to make him suffer. You know, you get it too, don't you? Not really. Even if you stab Tsumu, it won't take away your pain. Don't you want to fall in love with someone who only has eyes for you? With Tsumu, that kind of love may not ever be possible. Hey Yuri, what is it about Tsumu that you like? His face? Just his face? I also like that he's nice and good at sex. Is that all? He says I'm cute, and I like that there should be more of that. There should be more that no, there's definitely more. There's a ton I like about him. But is it worth all this pain and anguish? Do you think you can be this happy even if you continue this fruitless relationship? Human bonds are fluid, and they are ever-changing. While Tsumu is messing around with you, the bonds you cherish with other people will begin to slip away. But Yuri, think again about the real Tsumugi for a moment. Think about whether he's worth giving up the happiness you wish for. Tough for trash like me to hear. You really don't mince your words, Yuri. Tsumu, you're winning in terms of looks. But it's true that you're too lacking as a person. Even now, it's like you don't care about either of us. I want to be happy. I want to fall in love with someone who only have eyes for me. So, I don't want you anymore. Yay! That's too bad. I see the red thread extending from her slowly unraveling. Just like this, people's ties can fade away. It seems the bond attached to Tsumugi has also safely disappeared. I need to make sure the next guy I go for is a decent one. Don't worry, you're gonna be blessed with a fortunate connection, Yuri, I guarantee it. Excuse me? You have no right to say that. You really are a trash bag. Ugh, what a turn off. I feel even worse towards you now. You're much cuter when you're not putting on an act. I don't want to hear those kinds of things from you anymore. Well, I may be trash, but you're a good girl. I'm not lying when I say that. I hope you find a fortunate match. Didn't I say to knock it off? Hey, Yuri, give me your contact info. Let's get tea sometime. Sure. Thank you. Listening to your words helped me clear up my cluttered mind. Sorry for speaking like I knew everything. It's okay. I could tell that you were actually worried for me. Honestly, your words made my heart beat so fast they outshone my interest in Tsumugi. What? I want to get to know you better. Wait, my phone battery died. Sorry, could we exchange info later, maybe back at school? Of course. Great, well, I'll get going. See you later. As I see her off, Tsumugi turns a sulky face towards me. You're making your handsome face ugly. Why don't you just sever it? I didn't want to force Yuri to lose her feelings like that. I thought talking it out was the better option. You're as serious as ever, way too earnest. I do like that about you though, although this time I'm a little mad. You're able to part ways amicably, isn't that good enough? You don't need to worry, I confirmed that our bond with you dissolved healthily. I don't care about that part, I'm telling you that you're being reckless. Just now, things have got badly, you could have gotten stabbed. But I didn't, so what's the issue? You're the one who said she could do whatever she wanted, so of course she couldn't back down. That was about my gratitude to her, and her rights as well as compensation of sorts for everything. Adult things, if you will. In what word does getting stabbed equate to compensation? Anyway, Yinny, don't do anything dangerous from now on. Just slice the ties clean, okay? Why do I have to take orders from you? This is all your fault in the first place, you piece of trash. So true. This is what they must mean when they say as painful as sitting on a bed of nails. If we stay here any longer, I might actually die from everyone's stares. Alright, I think we move on from this bit. Because we've already seen this. And then we've also seen what happens in the second part where we don't cut the ties. So we'll also skip that as well, and then we'll get straight to the ending. Just like that, Tsumugi's peculiar bonds unraveled safely, and temporary peace returned. Or so it appeared. Yinny, what the hell is that? Tsumugi, good morning. What happened? Oh, you're so cute. Sounds like the cries of a female cat. Morning, Yinny. Yesterday was fun, huh? Don't come any closer. It's so disgusting, I feel like throwing up. What? That's so mean. We had so much pervy fun poking at each other's meat too. Shut up, we were eating Korean barbecue. Stop saying things in a misleading way. Tell me how. Why is it so much worse than yesterday? What do you mean, huh? You look like you'd appear in one of those stalker mockumentaries. Right now you look so gross, I feel like I need to pixelate your body before you go wandering off. When we parted ways yesterday, you were perfectly fine. What the hell did you do after that? What? I don't think I did anything. Actually, watching you eat meat was so cute and kind of turned me on. This is your own doing. So on the way home, I kind of let it all out elsewhere. Was that a bad idea? Do you have some sort of grudge against me? Hell no. I love you, Yinny. Don't lie. There's no way you'd show such a traumatizing image to someone you loved. You call it a traumatizing image, but this is also my way of expressing love. After all, you're my goddess, Yinny. If it's that bad, why don't you just sever it all? About that, I don't want to sever your bonds anymore for a while. What? Why? Actually, it seems my ability is weakening. At this rate, I may lose it completely. Would that be a problem? Of course it is. We're still in the middle of reconstructing our house. Our shrine relies heavily on this ability of mine. If it's going to eventually fade, I at least want to use it for my family up until the very end. And you're okay with that? What do you mean? You say it's for your family, but how long do you intend on playing God for? And that's until I lose a gift. I have no choice. Everyone's family is important to them. Besides, what's up with you recently? Stop saying I'm playing God. But you are. You've always been full of integrity. Earnest and honest, with a tendency to put others before yourself. A true grade A student. You're more godly than God himself. Thank you. But you know, if you keep on being God, you'll never get to have anything of your own. What are you saying? Are you trying to pick a fight with me? Don't say things like that to me. I get it. I guess saying no is a problem for you. because it means your likelihood of being stabbed to death increases. I get it. I do feel bad. You're talking like I'm 100% gonna get stabbed to death. I don't want to sever anything. Yeah, alright, I get it. I don't want to sever our bond, because what if among them there's a fated thread that ties us together? Our wretched bond. I don't want to accidentally sever that along with others. And that's how it is, so for a while I'm gonna have to take a break from severing those bonds of yours. If you need, you can at least count on me to listen to you vent. And I'll call the ambulance if you do ever get stabbed. My lecture is about to start, so I'll be off now. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be so bad. Blushing face is way too cute. He just like dropped to the ground. The boy who actually loves you. That's actually really cute. His title changed. Again. Stupid Yinny. Why can't you notice I'm just screwing around already? Why can't you just tell me, honestly? Grinning over such simple words of yours, how easy to please am I? When will you stop playing God? At least let it be before I become no more. Wait, what does that mean? This better not be a sad ending. I swear to God. Ending, harmony, melancholy of the gods. Okay, it's not like sad. All wooden tablets with Tsumugi have been offered, and the Severing Ties chapter has been officially cleared. The following story has now been unlocked. Fated Ties. The entry can be found in the ending list, where Tsumugi will personally guide you through the steps. Let's have a look. It says, I heard when couples dedicate tablets and kiss, something happens. Yinny, kiss sweet, shut up. Look at his dumb face. Do something so rich and intense I melt. Silly. Aww. Fated Ties. Tsumugi, I told you your back is hunched. How many times must I tell you before you learn? Your cleaning is clumsy, do it again. As son and heir to the priest of a relatively renowned bond-tying shrine, my upbringing was nothing short of strict. The number of times I cursed my birthright, watching other kids laugh with one another without a care in the world. I ran away a number of times, but each time my father would find me, drag me back and reprimand me bitterly. I hate this house. Why did I have to be born somewhere like this? I thought that so many times. Then I think all of it was due to the strange power I possessed. I can't help but feel intense hatred for my existence. I am able to see the threads of fate of others. Moreover, I am able to connect those threads in any way I please, or shape them into any form I desire. I have told no one of this power, nor do I wish to. Because if those in the Tamayui household were to find out, they'd force me to use it for the family. I want to avoid that at all cost. He has the opposite, basically, he just has the opposite power to us. Tying people's threads together is easy. My body moves on its own before I even have time to think. If I randomly tie them and manipulate their form, all sorts of fun things happen. Calling it interesting would be an understatement. For me, tying threads was just a way to pass time. A way to relieve stress that builds day by day in this monotonous life. Sometimes I try tying the threads of two people unsuited for each other, or disfiguring a pre-established bond. All sorts of things. Threads tied by force would always unravel, eventually fading away. Everything would return to normal, so I never felt any guilt. I'd gain amusement in wreaking havoc on people via temporary bonds. That was enough reason for me to continue tying threads. Until I met Yinny. That's me. I'd run away again, wandering around aimlessly when I happened to come across that shrine, Kimikage Shrine. The home of a god renowned for severing ties. A shrine of opposing power to ours. I'd heard about it from my parents. But they weren't wrong when they said it was old and small. I was surprised at how desolate the place was. Something about it drew my attention. The name, Kimikage, its grounds, the air, everything about the place felt comforting to be around. Hey, don't bully the animals, get the hell out of here. Aww, look, it's us. The hair on my neck stood on end the first time I saw her, alongside a painful squeeze in my heart. Lord Setsu. I heard cries of joy reverberate in my mind. As if driven by instinct, I moved to take a step onto the shrine grounds, except when I did. Oh, that sucks. A painful shock coursed through my entire body, and I was pushed away with great force. My entire body burned. When I looked, a section of my skin had even become inflamed. Divine child of the god of ties. How shameless of you to try and step foot here again. Again? Our lord lost all his power because of that wretched god of ties. Thus, we shall never let you and your tainted body enter these sacred grounds. Let us instead curse you to death. Angry voices echoed in my head. I may not have been able to see their forms, but I could tell that I was surrounded by an overwhelming number of malicious entities. It left me so petrified with fear that I could hardly get back up. What an unfortunate child you are. You should curse your luck for having been born the child of Musubi. I didn't understand why, but my instincts screamed at me. I was about to be killed by some unknown deity, and through my blurred vision, the shadow of the girl appeared. No. The thread I extended at the last second tangled around the malicious entity in front of me. Their form finally appeared. They were grotesque, their face deformed by a hateful glare. Yeah, not gonna lie, as a child, I think seeing that would, like, you know, make me my pants. God of ties. To think you had recovered your strength to this extent, how detestable. How repulsive. I cannot kill the child like this, how frustrating. Vengeful spirits. The entities embodying them then disappeared as they muttered their disapproval. Slowly getting up, I attempt to enter, but an invisible wall prevented another foot on the ground. Trying to force myself through evoked a searing pain through my body. There was no way to enter. The girl had disappeared. When I got home, my grandmother spoke with a deep frown on her face. Tsumugi, you went to Kimikage. At my silence, she sighed and proceeded to tell me of the twisted fate intertwining Kimikage and Tamayui. Kimikage's god lost his powers due to Tamayui's god. It was merely a legend, the truth was unknown. But it seemed that this was one of the many reasons why Kimikage and Tamayui had no relations, despite being located in the same area. Lord Enkyori of Kimikage is an incredibly powerful deity, with powers opposing Lady Musubi's. His grounds are protected by generations of his shrine parishioners. You are a particular favorite of Lady Musubi. As such, you must maintain distance with Kimikage. Lady Musubi, the deity of tethering bonds enshrined at Tamayui. I felt her presence ever since I was born. It was hard to explain the sensation, but my grandmother said that any descendant of Tamayui could feel it. I was just able to feel it more so than anyone else in our clan. Tsumugi, you must never go to Kimikage again. Saying that, my grandmother took my inflamed arm and rubbed an ointment made of Tamayui herbs into it. Despite her warning, my heart continued to yearn for Kimikage. It was true that the Kimikage grounds rejected me, but more than that, I couldn't stop thinking about that girl. The girl the same age as me, Kimikage's heir. It was all I could find out about her, yet I felt closer to her than anyone else. She was always alone, or more accurately, her heart was. It was no wonder she held no threads, something that all beings should have had. Threads of fate were found attached to every living thing, yet she had none. That this girl who held no threads was unbearably beautiful, solitary and noble. This is sad. Her stance as she severed bonds was breathtaking. Most humans look tainted and covered in all sorts of threads, but she alone broke that assumption of mine. What would happen if I were to forge a bond onto such a beautiful body? Before I could even finish the thought, I extended one of my threads towards her. I'd meddled with the threads of others quite a bit, but never my own. But before I could even reach her, the thread disappeared without a trace. I tried many more times after that, but the results were always the same. My threads couldn't even reach her. And that was the first time I realized that there were beings out there that even my powers could not reach. Watching her, I could feel Lady Musubi crying tears of joy, the god of ties. Was she truly the wicked god who was claimed to have taken the life of Kimikage's god? If so, why was she crying? Perhaps there was more to the legend that we were aware of. From then on, I began thinking of nothing but that girl. I wanted to know more about her. How could I get closer to her? To start, I followed the threads of those surrounding her. Through them, I made an indirect connection and found a place where I could be closer to her than before. I entered the same high school as her, and followed her every day with my eyes. She was always so beautiful. But even amongst the rabble of threads, she alone was pure. No one could forge a bond with her. As always, my thread couldn't reach her today. By this point, I learned all sorts of things about my bond-tying abilities. If you tied a bond just to tie a bond, it wouldn't be strong. That's why the bonds I tied at random as a child always unraveled soon after. It was said our god of Tamayui always requested compensation in return for tying bonds. To request compensation meant forming a contract. It also meant one must take responsibility for accepting the request. Oh, that explains why. Remember when we made a comment about how Tsumugi always seemed to heed their request and we assumed it was out of guilt? Because we're under the impression that he can't help his ability and can't help his physiology that draws people towards him. But this makes a lot more sense because him tying the threads himself is akin to forming a contract, which is why he has to fulfill their wishes in a way. By forming a contract, one could drag out even stronger feelings from the contractee once their wish was granted. The stronger their feelings, the easier it was to tie a bond. Moreover, that bond would strengthen with time, and the amount of power gained from granting that wish would also increase. A mutually symbiotic relationship. Day after day, I continued to tie a mountain of bonds. I followed the scent of strong desires left behind on wishing boards, tying their threads to those who they wished for. As I continued this over and over, the Tamayui name began to spread. With increased wealth and fame, visitors increased to the point that traces of threads lingered on the shrine grounds. Using those, I forged even more bonds, which led to more visitors and more threads. My power began to grow. I see that you have been taking shrine work more seriously as of late. Have you finally accepted your role as heir to the Tamayui line? It appeared my father had misunderstood my actions. I couldn't help but envy how self-absorbed he was. Using Tamayui's power was the most efficient way for me to bolster my strength. I was just exploiting the household name, though I doubt he would ever realize that. Perhaps seeing me help out the house without complaints was enough to satisfy them because my parents no longer made any comments on my activities. Even dressing up as a priestess, if I said it was to further the growth of Tamayui, was accepted without resistance. Apparently, their son's eccentric behavior wasn't a problem if it led to more shrine visitors, or accurately, more money. Despite them being my parents, I lost faith in humanity for a bit. At the same time, using things to get what you wanted by any means seemed to run in the family. I chose to start dressing as a shrine maiden because Lady Musubi was a goddess. I thought if I presented myself more similarly to her, accumulating power would become easier in turn. I would do whatever it took to gain power. However, as my power grew, unexpected consequences began to emerge. Much like the three great desires, something akin to a great desire to forge bonds began to surface. I wanted to unleash this power. I didn't care who or how, I wanted to tie a bond. Such thoughts began to plague me. Perhaps due to the God of Bond's powers, my body seemed to attract threads from all directions. As such, people were desperate to tie their threads to mine, bonds that tangled onto me and allowed me to see into their shameless souls. One day I couldn't hold back, and tried wrapping their threads around my body. Only then did I find relief, though I immediately wanted more. Before I knew it, I started tying myself to anything I could get my hands on. This is really sad. Doesn't fix some of the shitty things that he did, but this is upsetting, and I feel bad for him. It felt good for a moment and I feel satiated. But no matter how many times I did it, I was never fully satisfied. I realized it was pointless unless I could manage to forge my own true connection. I want to tie myself to that beautiful body and heart of hers. And that happened. What kind of expression would she make? What words would she say? To suppress my desire, I imagined tying myself to her while tying a replacement companion stood onto my body. In return, if that person had a wish, I'd do my best to grant it. Continuing such behavior daily resulted in me becoming a voice. But I didn't care. No matter how many times I tied my body with another, I felt nothing. No matter who was before me or what graphic media I watched, my thread never reacted. For a fated thread to coil with another. That was the true form of love, and how both parties are satiated. Although most people would never know. I wondered if that was why everyone succumbed to lust. To deal with their needs in the quickest way possible. Fleeting pleasure only intensified the craving. Though perhaps it was human nature to want to cling to temporary pleasure despite it all. I had tied the threads of a countless number of people, granting their wishes, yet my own thread still could not reach her. What more could I do? What could I do to make my thread reach her? That was when I remembered her bond-severing stance. As a shrine priestess of severing bonds, she continued to sever them every day. She severed any bond she deemed bad. If someone close to her were tangled in what she deemed bad bonds, would she be able to resist severing them? If she too could feel the presence of a god, then she would probably sever it. If she severed a bond I tied, maybe I'd be able to carve myself into her. Well, that explains a lot. It's also sad how the thread just changed from like a ribbon into like a vein. Every time I tied a bond, I'd transform it into the ugliest possible state. Perhaps because I forced the threads to undergo extreme changes. I could sense that the people tied to me were experiencing intense emotions that bordered on rage. Threads that were once a beautiful red, representing pure feelings like love, I twisted all of them into something hideous. Many awful humans existed in this world, but it was rare for them to be truly evil. For someone like me to ruin such beautiful threads, I was the biggest piece of shit of all. But no matter how beautiful a bond someone possessed, it was meaningless if it could not be tied. Threads existed to be tied. If it meant I could tie myself to her, I didn't care how much I failed as a person in the process. When she saw me for the very first time, something in the air shifted. Her wide, surprised eyes and the gleaming silver scissors. They fixed on me, and I pled desperately in my heart. Go on, sever it, and let me carve myself into you. As if she had heard my plea, she severed my ties in a vivid display. Our eyes met as the red thread residues danced in the air. I was so happy and excited that I couldn't even manage to run and call out to her. So I followed the scent of the thread she had severed, leading me to her scissors, my own energy still emanating from them. I had successfully carved myself into her. For the first time ever, she and I had formed a bond of sort. From that point onwards, I worked even harder than before. I connect myself to as many bad bonds as possible to encourage her to sever them. I tied those whose bonds I took advantage of to suitable partners after I was done with them. In this way, I gained even more power. Very manipulative and bad, but also it makes a lot of sense given the upbringing that he's had, and I feel sad. She never disappointed. Every time I accumulated bonds, she would sever them all. I could tell she felt pity for me through her eyes. She hadn't noticed why these bonds continued to form, nor who I was. Finally, after she had cut my bonds countless times, I was able to strike up a conversation with her. Hey, what are you? Though I had a mountain of things I wanted to ask and why, I was so overwhelmed I could only manage a crappy line. A Kimikage shrine maiden, a vessel to the god of forming bonds. A person who wielded an ability polarizing mine. I wanted to get to know you more and more. Thank you, Yinny. You're my goddess. The one and only goddess that had my heart in a chokehold. The one that severed all the threads I bound. I alone felt my heart dance in response to our peculiar collaborative efforts. In the beginning, she was very wary of me. But with time, she slowly warmed to me to the point that we could have conversations about all sorts of topics. Wait, this art's really cute. Also, did you just get slapped? Me, I am in the midst of wallowing. Yikes, that looks painful. Here, cool it down with this. The boy who became trash to be tied with you. That's also really sad as well. If you lick it gently, it might heal quicker. You let yourself get slapped on purpose, didn't you? Well, it's just that I want to experience being slapped at least once. I was under the impression that I'm definitely a sadist, but maybe I'm also a masochist. I might even get addicted to the pain. No matter how many times you're hurt, it doesn't serve as penance. Nor is it helping anyone. It's just how your body is. There's nothing you can do about it. What, are you worried about me? Man, I'm glad I'm a piece of trash now. I'll continue severing your ties from now on, so please stop being reckless. We can't change how we're born, but all we can do is accept it. You and me both. Hey, Yinny, I really got in the mood to do it with you just now. Ew! Shut up and compress your face. The more I got to know her, the deeper my feelings grew. My guilt for keeping her in the dark paled in comparison to the happiness I felt when exchanging words like that. She had always been kind and strong, yet I could see a few moments where her heart wavered. I'm sorry for severing these bonds without your permission. I could feel the deep emotion she felt as she severed the threads tangled onto my body. Her loneliness and pain and worries and sadness and wavering heart. I felt all of her enter my being. Yinny was chained down by Kimikage. By carrying the power of a god, her life was determined for her. And she felt trapped by the predetermined path. She also felt fear and concern at her inability to see her own bonds. I could feel all these things she never put into words. But given how self-sacrificing she was, chances were that she would continue to use her powers for the rest of her life. So long as she remained a god, she would always be chained down by Kimikage, the god of bonds said to have stolen powers from the god of severing. If the legend was true, then I should be able to do it too. That explains why we were losing our powers, because he was just taking them. Because he wanted to set us free, so we could be free to do what we wanted. I would steal away Yinny's powers. I would drag her down from a god to a mere human. And I would set her free. I wished to free her of her duty of severing bonds. I felt Lady Musubi smile down at me as I thought it. Can you imagine if Lady Musubi didn't actually, care or do this for, a noble or loving thing? She just wanted him to steal the powers again, because that's what happened in the past, potentially? And in that moment, everything made sense. Lady Musubi's wish then became my wish. I was born here and given this power and kept alive until today for this exact purpose. She traversed time, changed her appearance, and she was trying to grant her unaccomplished wishes through me. The meaning of Tamayui was tying souls. I was born with my soul already tied by this god to be used. I existed purely to grant her wish. The god of tying bonds was most definitely a villainous one, but I could use that fact to my advantage. I'll grant your wish, so in return, hand over every last shred of your power. And just like that, I joined forces with a cunning, utterly despicable god. Yinny and my abilities were the complete opposite. Tying bonds led to accumulation of power, while severing bonds led to the depletion of it. In other words, the more Yinny used her powers, the more she would lose them. That's why I was making her sever them. Oh my god, sever them more and more. All the threads I tied, I made her sever over and over again. He manipulated so many people for our sake, it doesn't make it right. But it really illustrates the lengths that he would go to for us. Stubborn threads that I poured all my energy into. So that every time she severed them, she'd use up a huge amount of divine energy and thus her divine powers. The more she severed, the closer she'd get to becoming human. Closer to being freed from her divine duties. Insane. But they're so cute though. When I saw her, who had never produced a single thread wrapped up in one, I felt like crying. A thread produced by Yinny. A faint and fleeting thread that looked as if it could disappear with just a single touch. A thread invisible even to the owner's eyes. I doubted I'd ever feel this much adoration for a thread again. I tried to tangle my own thread with hers. It did not reject me, leaving mine to its own devices. But the moment I tried to push it further, it unraveled. Not yet. It still wasn't enough. I didn't have enough power. It wasn't enough to drag her down. More and more I had to tie these bonds. Bonds that Yinny would want to sever. I had to make her sever more of them, threads far worse than before. The people I chose were those who had genuine feelings for me. The more someone liked me, the stronger I could make the bond. The more beautiful and pure their hearts, the easier it was to tie and manipulate them. When Yandere would witness such unfortunate victims, she'd be unable to turn a blind eye. He really just made himself into a scumbag, manipulating all of these people and doing horrible things. Because he loved us and wanted to free us. Does not absolve him of his actions, but like, it's really sad. Yandere, welcome. Take your time today too. This is just a competitive analysis. Your shrines keep protective charms and wishing boards. So I figured if we copy, I thought we could exchange ideas. Feel free to copy any of them. After all, I'm the one who designed them. Huh? Tsumugi, you even designed the charms? Maybe we could design a collaborative Kimikage and Tamayui protective charm. Tsumugi, you really are amazing. Did you finally fall for me? No, but I do see you in a new light and actually have respect for you now. Oh, that face of yours is so cute. You know, Tamayui actually has a service where you can tie a bond with me using our bodies. Did you want to give it a try? Oh, don't worry, you can use the shower for free afterwards. Perv? How can you say something so inappropriate in front of a god? I wondered when it was that she began visiting. Yandere, being bound by Kimikage, avoided any of the other divine grounds, intentionally or not. So the fact that she was here suggested her powers are waning. I was happy. The fact that she was here alone brought me great joy. Yandere on Tamayui grounds. It gave me a sense of satisfaction, as if she were safe in my arms. I had yet to manage to successfully enter Kimikage grounds. Its strong barrier prevented me from infiltrating, but I would definitely break through one day. Then I'd steal her away. I wanted the last thread I sever to be one of my own choosing. Seeing her in such heavy thought brought about heightened emotions and nervousness to the point of painfulness. This was it. It was about to end. Soon our long-awaited dream would come true. Yandere and I would be released from the bond-severing god, these grounds, from Kimikage and the divine responsibilities that had been forced upon us. In exchange for Yandere, your thread of fate. Now go on. Sever the thread of ours and fall from grace. With your own hands, sever the ties that bind you to Kimikage. Yandere, my goddess, please, somehow, tie yourself to me. I love that we're getting his point of view and everything. It gives so much more context. I really like it. Hey, you sure you don't need to say goodbye to your parents? Yeah, I'm sure. Granny will tell them for me. Moreover, I've been disowned. At this point, I have nothing to say to them. Didn't you say that there was some goal you want to accomplish? A wish? Wasn't that why you were cherishing your house? It's already been granted and received compensation, so it's fine now. Is that so? You don't need to make such a face. As long as that bond remains, things will work out. I still feel like I'm dreaming. Sometimes I can't help but think I'm in an unending dream, simply repeating the same happy delusions. But every time that thought creeps in, I look at all the crimson bonds holding me and Yandere together and remind myself that it's real. Now that I've granted her wish, I've gained all her powers. She's no longer with me. I imagine I'll never feel her presence again. Oh, he's talking about Tamayui. More importantly, why am I unharmed? I was fully prepared to receive a punch or two from your father. Seriously? You didn't tell me that? Not only did I steal you away, but it's been several years since we returned, and it was only to announce our marriage. I wouldn't have blamed him had he thrown a few punches. Your parents are way too kind. I told you to stop using your body to repent. Although admittedly, you being punched by my father is a sight I wouldn't have minded seeing. Really? Should I go back now to get punched? The way you don't sound like you're joking at all is a little terrifying. He is a little silly. I may have managed to take Yandere away from Kimikage, but the resident angry spirits are not so forgiving. Trying to prevent these demons and supernatural entities from dragging her back meant that several years had passed by the time we were able to return. It was only the other day that I felt their strength was weak enough to the point I was comfortable bringing her back. While we had already gotten married at that point, it felt like we still needed her parents' blessing if we wanted to think about our future. It's true that fiddling around with their bonds would have been good enough, but doing something like that to her parents felt wrong. So I braced myself to receive a beating, but at least in this one he's the nicer one, because this is the happy ending epilogue. As far as we're concerned, Yandere chose to leave here of her own free will. Tsumugi, please take good care of her. That was all they said. Pure eyes, just like her. Both parent and child alike were too good to be human. Or maybe they could see me, and the bonds their daughter shouldn't have, that were coiled tightly around me. No, if they could, they would have stopped her for sure. The priest of Kimikage Shrine. I heard he doesn't possess the ability to sever bonds, but what he is capable of remains a mystery. It could very well be that he could see everything that had happened. As I pondered all the various possibilities, her mother laughed at me. Her relaxed tone and eyes were so similar to Yandere's. You don't need to be so nervous, Tsumugi. We may not be talented business people, but if there's one thing we're skilled at, it's spotting those who will take good care of our daughter. So this is what it was like to be at your wife's family's house. I felt weirdly unsettled, but surprisingly I didn't hate it. I think they decided to prioritize my feelings. It may sound biased coming from me, but they're incredibly kind parents. That's why they weren't good at family politics or making money. You aren't suited for it either. You think? To be honest, I agree. I heard that the name Kimikage was given to the shrine by someone who cared deeply about the god Enkyori, and said that the god Enkyori was a lonely god, incapable of forming bonds with anyone. Knowing that despite that, someone cared enough to give him a name, it makes me happy. I want to preserve those feelings and carry on the Kimikage name. I forced Yini to become human and stole away her home, but I have no regrets. Yini is my goddess only, as if I'd let anyone else worship her. Do you regret using too much of your power? No. If it was a finite source, then this was an inescapable outcome. Though there was this arsehole whose bonds I may have severed too many of. The nerve of some people. But you know, I think the god Enkyori wanted this to happen. I think they decided to retire. Maybe so. If it was indeed the wish of the god of severing ties for Yini to sever bonds, then perhaps this outcome was exactly what was planned. Either way, finally, the 1,000 or even 10,000 year-long love story between the god of severing bonds and the god of forging bonds has come to an end. Yini was the one who ended such a long-lasting connection, and I, by tying her to me, granted these gods their wish. My house, this being's presence and power. I hated all of it and wanted to throw it all away. But as it stands here and now, I'm enjoying my life. Embarrassingly, I guess I'm easily bribed. Well, my awful nature was passed down from the god who resided within me, so I suppose it's only natural. But maybe God Enkyori got fed up and abandoned me. What are you talking about? There's no one who contributed to their house as much as you did. I mean, more like Kimikage on my house, I wish for a bond with a trash bag. So maybe God Enkyori lost all faith in me and... Wait, what are you doing? Wow, the kissing already? In the street? All I did was kiss you and you're already showing me that face? Talk about easy. How many times have we done it again? Shut up, that's not the kind of thing you say to your wife. You really are trash to the core. If it means I can tangle myself with you, I don't care how trashy I am. Idiot. Seeing how easily you give in to me is driving me crazy. Please drive me harder. Jesus. Hey, not now, no way! Well, that was such a sexy moment. Let's drive each other crazy to the point where we can't see where we're going anymore. What do you think? We can do it when we get home. Oh, that face is making me all so bad. I got so excited, something came out. Tsumugi! What did? Seeing her looking down all shyly made me lose control of my threads. I ended up tying a tundra that were about to fly away. The bond embedded deep within me pulsed noisily. Forming a bond with her let me feel her emotions more than ever. Every day was filled with so much bliss I could die. That's right. Do you know the meaning of the name Tamayui? It means a bond formed between the soul of a man and the one he loved but couldn't be with. What? To think it had such meaning? She says elegant sentences like, I will forever think of your shadow, but then binds down his soul. That's the kind of goddess she is. In Japanese, Kimi in Japanese means you, Kage means shadow, so the shrine's name came from what she's saying here in Japanese. Your shadow, wait, why do you know that? Who knows? Hey, tell me already, I want to get to know you more thoroughly. And after all those times we bound ourselves together, after I communicated everything about me into you, it still isn't enough? You're so greedy, Yini. See, you're trying to change topics again. Oh, whatever. What, are you mad? I'm sorry, don't be upset. You're right, I was in the wrong. It isn't enough. I can't get enough of you yet. It feels like you know everything about me while I hardly know anything about you. It isn't fair. You tie my heart to you, but you won't tie yours to mine. Yini, I want to tie myself to you too. I want to know everything there is to know about you. My special illness has become worse. My heart hurts. I might die. Wait, special illness? Do you need to go to the hospital? Should I call an ambulance? I have the silliest husband. No doctor can fix it. It's a love sickness. Are you stupid? Yes, I am. Haha, at least he knows. Oh, Yini, I love you. The boy obsessed with and bound to you. Seduced and tied to an obsessive, devoted and crazy scumbag. You do realize we're in the middle of the street. There are moments where a man wants to show his affection to his wife regardless of time or location. I love you. People are watching. Don't worry about them. I'm just showing the rest of the world how in love we are. I love you so much. By the way, can I bring my bunny plushie to our new place? It pisses me off that it smells like you, so maybe after we put it in the laundry. Oh, come on, don't be jealous of a plushie. Can't stand the thought of your scent rubbing off on anyone but me. I'm the only one who can tie a bond with you. You're ridiculous. You know, you love me no matter how trash I am. You didn't know? Unredeemable trash boys happen to be my type. But I need to make sure you know how crappy I am to keep you from having an affair. I'm not gonna have an affair. Perhaps you do. No, I'm not gonna do that. I love you. I love you too. Tsumugi, tie me down like this forever and ever. I love everything about Yini. Her lonely soul, a result of her God-given blessings, as well as this fine and delicate bond of ours. There is no bond I cannot tie. Any human, land, and even time, I'm sure I could tie any bond. Even Yini of the past who was worried she could see no bonds connected to her, I could tie hers to mine. This love is eternal. We go back to the past or forward into the future. come back full circle and still forge a bond between us. Whether it be Yinny from 1,000 years ago or 10,000 years in the future, I'll tie her to me and never let go. I'm gonna put my all into this power of mine and protect this bond of ours no matter what. Never will I let anybody touch it, unravel it nor sever it. Even if it gets lost, I'll retie it over and over again. Behind these beautiful crimson curtains, let us spin, weave and carve our bonds into each other. I love you, my one and only beloved goddess. That was cute. I definitely like the happy ending the most. Oh, I love that. That was so cute. I adore him. But yeah, that is my playthrough of the main story of Bond Distance Love, also known as Enkyori Renai. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I love this. I wanted to play this for so long. Unfortunately, because it was quite a longer game, it was a lot more difficult for me to read because I've read short games in Japanese and can play those, but it has been some time since I've actually properly spoken the language and I've lost a lot of, I guess, fluency. I also can't read kanji for shit. So longer games are quite difficult for me to play because I'm a lot slower. Massive thank you for Momo Translations for doing the English patch for this. They worked very hard for it and worked entirely for free. If you guys would like to support them, I've also linked their Ko-Fi down below. Also, huge thank you to the developer themselves, Momoe Yuzu, for creating this game in the first place. I absolutely adore the lore and the story in this and had such a wonderful time. I think Tsumugi is a very interesting yandere. I really adore when there's like layers and complexity to a yandere, and you can see it come through very clearly with Tsumugi, who is so very well written. It's the fact that he loves you so much that he does a lot of these self-sacrificing but also quite manipulative actions to change your fate. Like, it's quite complicated, right? Because on one hand, he doesn't want you to be tied to your family's like life and doesn't want your fate predetermined for you because he worries about you and wants you to have the freedom that you deserve. So that's why he does all of these things. He forcibly ties people to him, manipulates their bonds so that you feel sorry for them and cut them, and so that you reduce your divine powers. And he's doing this in an attempt to steal your power so he can finally gain enough power himself to tie you to him. So on one hand, while he's doing it under the guise of giving you freedom, while in some of the endings, especially the happy one, he does genuinely make you very happy, there's still that kind of sinister tone to it where the reason as to why he started doing this all the first place was a result of his obsessive love and need to bind you to his side. So there's a lot of layers in, I guess, like his personality. And you can also make an argument about the fact that, like, yes, he does love you very much, but it doesn't erase the fact that a lot of his actions were born from a manipulative place and he did hurt a lot of people getting you to him. At the same time, like, the depth of his devotion is insane. And there's so many self-sacrificing elements to it. He genuinely doesn't care about anyone except for you. And in a way that it's almost very sweet and genuine in his love. Of course it doesn't erase the people that he's hurt. It doesn't erase that, you know, the other women that he's manipulated. In the bad ending, it doesn't erase the fact that he bound your entire family and his family to him so they only ever obeyed his will. Like, that's not right at all. But I think at the core and the origin of his love, it does come from a place of love and desire to set you free from your predetermined path. It's just only ironic that he then determines a path for you. So yeah, while I think this story is incredibly well written, it is both quite happy in some endings, but also very sad if you think about it. And yeah, it's still scary in a way. You feel bad for Tsumugi and his upbringing, like having a father like that must have been very tough, and having that kind of upbringing with so much pressure on him must have been really hard. So I think it's a very cruel design of fate in a way, for him to yearn so much for freedom, for him to yearn so much for your freedom, but in the end becoming the perpetuator of a bond that then again drags the both of you into a restricted, predetermined path regardless of whether you guys are happy or not happy, depending on the endings. But you know, I'm gonna pretend the happy ending is the canonical one. I wish Tsumugi and main character the absolute happiness that they deserve. Yeah, absolutely brilliant story, wonderfully well written. I love how each ending gradually revealed more layers of Tsumugi's intentions and psyche, and also the epilogue giving us a lot of perspective into how he is as a person and why he made the decisions that he did. I thought that was gorgeously written. Art was super pretty. I love both the MC and Tsumugi. I think they are both gorgeous. And yeah, I was so happy to play this. This is incredible. This is amazing. I'm definitely putting this into my top 10. There is actually a DLC that was released. It hasn't been translated yet, but when it is translated, I will definitely come back to this game and play it for you guys. I'm very excited for you guys to see it. I'm genuinely very keen. For the spicy scenes in this game, I will upload the proper uncut, slightly more voice-acted versions to my Patreon, so if you guys want to check those out, feel free to click the link in my description box below. If you guys would like to download the English translation patch yourself and check out the original game, I have linked the patch down below from Momo Translations and also Momo Yuzu's original page as well, so you guys can check out her work too. But thank you so very much for joining me on this journey. I hope you guys loved unraveling the story of Tsumugi and MC as much as I did, and until next time, take care.